everybody? Welcome in to the Guru Nation podcast live here on YouTube. I'm your host, Spencer the Guru. My apologies for the delayed start time, but we are here and ready to turn up tonight. Got a little drink in hand, ready to have some fun here talking free agency leftovers. That's right, y'all. Going to dive into these who's left in free agency and where the hell are they going to end up? You know, there's a lot of big names still out there, like Melvin Gordon. Where's he going to go? Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham Jr. Hell, even crazy ass AB still out there. So I don't know if anyone's going to pick him up, but that's what we're here to do. We're here to break all that down, discuss where these boys will go. And with the draft coming up, they better sign soon, as we were saying on the pregame show with Miles Peacock over on Instagram. If these guys don't sign soon, they're going to be stuck having to take a deal they probably don't like. So, but yeah, let's get down to it. We're going to mainly be focusing on the fantasy relevant players. We might get into a few defensive players or O-linemen still out there, but mainly going to be focusing on running backs, receivers, and tight ends. Not a whole lot of tight ends left, and all the quarterbacks are gone for the most part that are, starters. So anyway, let's get right into it, y'all. We'll introduce our panel. We've got 3 special guests tonight. Pleasant surprise to have the guys on. Be like playmakers. Like we usually do playmakers on Bogart's channel on Wednesday nights, but we had to change it up a little bit this evening. So to start off, we're going to intro our guy, the Neon Peacock. He does it all. The artwork, the graphics, comes at us with fire takes. Mr. Miles Peacock.
Yo, what's good? Thanks for having me on, Guru. Appreciate it. Guru Nation, loud and proud, everybody here. Ready to talk about them free agency leftovers. So, I'm ready to eat.
Exactly. Yeah, everyone loves some good leftovers. Leftovers. That's like, leftovers. But I tell you what, if you're hungry and you ain't cooked and it's late, you best believe you're gonna tear up them leftovers. So yeah, there's a lot of them still out there. So in our next panelist, he's one of the big dogs here in this fantasy universe, repping the Heart to Start gang, always coming at us with fire, very passionate, always. Me and him, we like to debate each other. We always go at it on the playmakers, but it's always insightful, knowledgeable. He brings the heat, keeps it 100 each and every time. Mr. Guccini JD from the Heart to Start podcast. What's good, my brother?
What's good, my guys, man? Shout out to the whole motherfucking Guru Nation, man. From the top of the state to the bottom of the state, Shreveport to motherfucking New Orleans, man. You know what I mean? We gonna be cooking up some motherfucking home style gumbo, and the gumbo is the best. The second and the third day and the fourth day, because all the fucking ingredients get to sit in the pot. You know what I mean? So and Thanksgiving leftovers is also the best too. You know what I mean? So all these free agents that's out there that's left right now, you motherfuckers get to pick and choose where you want to go. So you like they said, you better pick right now before the 28th come, because you might be taking a shitty ass deal, but you better hurry up, bruh. 100%. Thank you for having me, man. I'm proud to be on the show, bruh.
Oh, yeah. Great to have you, JD. Yeah, this is your first time on the Guru Nation pod.
Damn right, man. And let's get a little bit more debates cooked up here, too, man, because that's fire-ass content.
Oh, it is, man. We go hard on playmakers. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And last but not least, the earth is his turf. We know him as Luigi. He is a multi-time guest on this show, the host of the Real Fantasy Playmakers, a proud member of the Guru Nation. Let's bring him on, Mr. Bogart Scott Free of the GMM Network.
Yeah, yes. I am Lance Bogart Strong, one testicle.
Fucking right.
Hey, JD, tell them about. I know I've seen you before. You kill it with the Thanksgiving Day leftover gumbo, even.
That's a tradition in my household, bro. The day after Thanksgiving, I whip that shit up, bro. Yeah. The second day after Thanksgiving, that shit be gone, because it's magical in that pot, that gumbo pot. We know how that shit go.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you already know how we do it down here in South Louisiana.
That's right, bro.
Right. Oh yeah.
You got gumbo in the background boiling, don't you? He's like, I'm
Hey,
real
so-
veggie.
I
Hey,
wish.
coaching,
I wish.
hey, cool thing that you said that though. So I'm asking the wifey what we gonna do for this Easter, right? So she kind of want to keep it low key. So I said, well, is we doing a seafood boil or is we doing a gumbo? I'm still waiting on the reply, but that's in the text earlier today, bro. No lie, 100%.
I'm always looking for an
on.
excuse to get the gumbo going. Real
You
talk.
motherfucking right.
Oh yeah,
bruh.
and speaking of gumbo, we're gonna have a show coming up here in the next month or two, the fantasy gumbo, where we're gonna be stirring the pot, hitting y'all with the isms and calling out the other analysts out there because I don't. We're not perfect, but I tell you what, these motherfuckers that think they know it all, we're gonna expose their ass. There's no one that gets everything.
Yeah, nobody's
right.
safe. It's gonna
exactly.
be
Nobody's safe. Yeah, we're the ones off
And
limits.
on the flip side, we're also gonna be. I mean, because this is what it was inspired from. And you know, I'm like a young Tarantino, where I'm gonna remix some good ideas. You know what I'm saying? And in this case, y'all remember Talk Soup back in the days?
Yeah, on the E Network.
Yeah, where
On
like
my
he would show clips of other like shows and then talk shit, right? Like,
Yeah.
so that's basically what the gumbo is gonna be. But on the flip side, we're also like, if somebody says some fly shit, we're gonna chop them and give them the roses too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
100%.
exactly. Yeah, it's not just they're not gonna be all trolling, it's gonna still be, you're gonna get the isms,
I got a long
we're definitely
hit
stirring
list.
the fucking pot. That's
I got
for
a
sure.
long hit list.
Yes, yeah, it's gonna be wild. But anyway, let's dive right into this free agency leftover shit, man. Who y'all want to start with? There's still a lot of names out there. We could go in a lot of different directions.
Let's go with
but-
Juice. Let's go with the Juice Landry.
Okay. Let's go with the Juice then. All right, let's get him on here. Jarvis Landry, it'll set the stage for y'all with Juice. I mean, he's a guy that's normally around 1,000-yard receiver, but he showed some signs of decline and ended up released by the Cleveland Browns and pretty much replaced there by Amari Cooper, a better version there at WR1. And there's been some rumors though that he could come back, but those are very much just rumors. He's his free agency right now, I'd say very wide open, not sure where he's gonna go, and is wanting a hell of a lot of money. Supposedly wants 20 million. That's a pipe dream.
Crazy.
That's a pipe. He ain't getting that. He is not getting that. But anyway, we'll start with you nominated him, Bogey. Where do you think the Juice man's gonna end up?
Give me New England for the win, Spencer.
Yeah, New
what I
England,
mean?
man. That's it. If it's like when in doubt, go with New England.
I mean, because they just love them slot motherfuckers, bro. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like, I mean, I love Jacoby Myers. My baloney has a first name. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like, Jarvis Landry is someone that Belichick really likes. You know what I mean? Like, he played against him for several years. You know what I mean? He spoke highly about the kid. And when he couldn't, he always wanted one of those LSU boys, I mean, he always wanted OBJ, couldn't get him. You know what I mean? I feel like, Landry, from what, they already got Parker. That's a different type of receiver. I think Landry is a guy, when you have a young QB like Mac Jones, you got to follow the blueprint and put weapons around him. And isn't it such a New England thing to do, to wait around to be like when you have Juju and who else was floating around?
Get him on a discount.
Yeah, he's just waiting.
Gotta pay premium.
Exactly.
Get him for the
He's just
low.
there. Belichick's just waiting. You know what I mean? So I feel like he'll end up over there.
Yeah.
I like
What you
that.
thinking, JD?
I like that. No, I can't be mad at that. But I'm gonna go to where Belichick's son is, and that's fucking Tom Brady, Tampa. I'm gonna go with Tampa, bro. You got to think him and Godwin damn near play the same type of position, and you might not get Godwin till November, December. So for the first 3 months of the season, or 4 months of the season, you got the same type of caliber player, you know what I mean, that you wouldn't miss a heartbeat on, even though you still you brought in a Russell Gage, you still got a Scotty Miller, you still got I can't even think of the young bull's name right now. Not Darden, not Jalen Darden, but
Tyler Johnson.
Tyler Johnson. You still got Tyler Johnson.
They have like Justin Watson.
Yeah, they brought back
You know what I
Rashad
mean?
Perryman, brought in Russell Gage, and they've got a lot of shit.
Right.
So-
They do got a lot of wide receivers right now, but the only one that's proven besides Russell Gage, and Russell Gage really ain't all that seasoned as a Mike Evans. You have Mike Evans, that's the only one that seasoned. So if you can go ahead and bring in a Juice Landry, whose footwork is as deadly as anybody in the league on getting open in them
in the
short
small spaces. Yep.
100%, bro.
Yeah.
Why not bring him in and he can do what his best friend OBJ did in LA.
In
Take
LA,
like
yeah.
a pay cut and go to a contending team and try and get you a ring, and then afterwards, if you don't tear your ACL in the fucking Super Bowl, you about to break the bank as a 29-year-old wide receiver. So give me Tampa with Juice Landry, just based on the injury to Godwin and the type of skill set that Godwin and Juice bring to the table.
Yeah, but
You know what?
then Leonard Fournette, I believe they were teammates in college.
In
so
LSU,
yeah. Yep. So
You know what, too, man? Look at what you just said too. Like they brought in Russell Gage. They bring back Rashad Perryman. This is kind of par for the course that they're afraid of getting injured at the receiver position. They need depth. And like you said, Chris Godwin's not coming back yet, perhaps on time. He might even start on the pup for all we know. You know what I'm saying? So bringing in the Juice Landry, and if you're a Tom Brady, you could call a motherfucker and be like, listen, bro, you're just gonna have to take hella less money and come on over here and let's get you a ring. You know what I mean? That look, man, that's
what happened for AB in his first year in Tampa. And Tampa brought AB into New England. We got to remember that after the Oakland debacle. You know what I mean? He got him on the phone, bro. Look, whoop.
Yep. Yeah, we'll get to AB a little later, but Peacock.
Definitely.
Peacock, good time, and that you're back in here. We talk about Jarvis Landry, bro. Where do you think that the Juice man lands?
Yeah, I was just looking at Jarvis. He's never been the number one on a team. Really, he's more of a complementary piece because he has limitations, kind of like to his speed. But the good thing about his game is that he doesn't necessarily have to be just an X receiver or Z. He can kind of go in between the two and play multiple positions, kind of take spots up underneath. I think a team that I don't know the cap situation or what he's going for right now, but a team that could probably use him, especially with an injury to one of their other players right now, would be the Dallas Cowboys. I think if bringing a veteran like Jarvis Landry, because Amari Cooper's gone and he was probably one of their oldest tenured receivers, and he's not even that old if you think about it. I think he's like 27 or 26 or something like that. So you bring in that veteran underneath who's just going to be there, going to be that sure target guy for them, and then can even open up the playbook for other receivers. And then when Gallup gets back from his injury a couple of weeks into the season or whatever it is, then that might be something that could mesh well and work later, because he doesn't have to come in and be a number two right away because they already have Landry there. So that might just be more helpful for the offense. So I think the Cowboys should look at him, or should look at him, but I don't know. It just depends. I don't think it would be a place for him to go to someplace like the Packers, because like I said, he's not a true number one wide receiver. I don't know how much that would help a team like the Packers if they picked him up. So I would say the Cowboys.
And they love some Allen Lazard over there. That he kind of already plays that role. What I would assume Landry would come in and play for the Packers. You still got
Randall Cobb and Amari Rodgers that played the same type of joint too, as well. What Landry will bring to the table over there. You know what I mean? The Packers need somebody that's going to stretch that field or be able to win one-on-one battles, what Davante Adams did. And I don't think there's nobody else in the league besides Davante Adams that can get open as well as he does and have that rapport with fucking Aaron Rodgers. You know what I mean? They got that all we need is that eye contact and maybe that 1 or that 2 or that 3, whatever the sign is, the signal is, man, you going to go this way. Okay, I know that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, definitely. I agree with the Cowboys. I agree with the fucking the Belichicks. They ain't the Patriots. They the Belichicks.
The Belichicks, bro.
Yeah, coach been there for 20 years. Yeah, he basically owns that franchise.
He definitely
live and die by the hood.
But give it up to Kraft, though. He still will have his son. So I said that Belichick was Brady's dad, but technically it's fucking Robert Kraft, who Tom Brady's second dad is.
Yeah.
Yep.
100%. Tommy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Tom, man,
I love you, Tommy.
Yeah, this is tough.
Thanks,
I
Dad.
feel like- right,
Hey.
right. Yeah, this is tough for freaking Jarvis
He
because I
doesn't
could
even
see
say "I
him-
love you" back. He just says "thank you."
Thank you. Hey,
Thanks,
one
Dad.
side note though, and I hate to get us off topic though, but how would it look that with the story that came out earlier this week about Brady being a part owner in Miami
Oh yeah.
and still playing, but yet his second father is up north in the same fucking division? You know,
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know,
Fuck
bro.
Tom Brady, man. He's doing too much. He's just I hate talking about it, man. He's just fuck, man. We'll save him for later. We'll save him for later. I'll say with with Jarvis.
What about
I'm
your
thinking-
Saints? You think?
Yeah,
your
I was,
Saints
well, I
would
was gonna
look
say
at
I've got
Flynn?
two
Yeah.
teams in mind, and one, I would say my Saints is one of them that I could see potentially getting him because we could use a guy like that. I mean, Michael Thomas does a lot of the slant stuff. So to me, the team that I think he's gonna land with personally is the Eagles. I'm thinking the Eagles
There you go. I
would be
like
a good
that.
landing spot because
I
they
like
kind
that.
of need a slot guy. Devontae Smith and Rager and
They brought in the
Watkins.
Frenchman, Zach Pasquale.
Yeah, exactly. But he ain't it, bro. I mean, he had his chance
No.
last year with the Colts. He's just a fringe
But that's why they
guy.
brought him in because he's
Right,
familiar with
Yeah.
Sirianni's
Yeah, with
system. Yeah.
Sirianni, right? Exactly. Yeah, I
Yeah.
wanted to do it a favor of a guy that you knew from a previous coach player relationship. So I think Jarvis. I think that's the team that'll give him the best bag out of these teams. I feel like he might do the discount thing like Uccini was saying, but I feel like Jarvis is still young enough to where he's gonna be like, man, I still want to get paid to some
I need to
degree.
give me a bag.
You know,
Right.
even with that too, though, bro, with him being able to get the bag in Philadelphia, but he will also still be damn near
contender.
the WR1 in Philadelphia. Even though that Devontae Smith is still up and coming and still hasn't broken out yet, but the targets that Jarvis will command in Philadelphia with the short to intermediate route, because Devontae Smith, that's not really his game.
Yeah, he's the
Devontae
Slim
is
Reaper. He can stretch the
And
field.
you got
Exactly.
A
They don't have an underneath guy right now.
They
Jarvis
don't have
would do
one,
the
bro.
trick.
Yeah,
Jarvis would
basically
do
don't
the
have
trick.
one.
Yeah.
So he would still have the opportunity to command, 130 targets and maybe 85 receptions, 90 receptions for 1,100 yards and then 6 TDs, which was kind of really what his ceiling is. He would still be able to eat that and still be in one of the weakest divisions in the NFL and coming into a playoff team and still fight for, Philly we know they ain't going for no championship, but yet still be in the mix to be in the postseason as well.
Oh yeah, they're definitely a mix in the postseason mix because I was thinking about I had an epiphany earlier. I was like, damn, the NFC sucks, bro. Like there's only 8 teams.
It really does, bro.
There's only
Man,
like
I'm so
8 or
glad to be a
9
Niner
teams
fan. I'm like, yes.
that have a chance at the playoffs.
It's our chance if we have a chance.
Oh, it's
Right.
crazy because think of it. The Commandos have no chance. The Giants have no chance. The Bears have no chance. The Lions have no chance. The Falcons have no chance. The Panthers have no chance. And the Seahawks have no chance. That's almost half the conference. That's garbage.
I got also one more time to take us off rails. Please
Let's
forgive
go.
me. Will there be two? Well, I know one division can get 3 teams in, but can there be 2 teams that get three teams in?
In the NFC?
In the NFC, can there be 2 divisions that have 3 teams in?
Okay, so we'll throw the West in there, right? And then
I think that's too many. There's only 7 spots. That'd be
So
8.
it's only 7.
Yeah.
So
Right, only one division.
but there's
could have
only
that.
one. So I remember that, before the 7 teams, it was the first and the second team will have the bye.
yeah. So only the top seed gets the bye, and
Right.
the two plays the 7.
The
You know
2
what I mean?
plays the 7.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
and
3
then-
plays
and
the
so
6, 4
forth.
plays the 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
you couldn't because all the division winners get in. If it wasn't for that, I'd be like, man, the NFC East is so bad.
There's
It-
2
okay,
divisions.
it could
I'm going to
be,
say it
but-
now. There's 2 divisions that can have 3 in the NFC. That's the East and the West. Because the East already had 2 teams that got in there last year. And if Washington gets their shit together, I know it sounds ugly with Wentz,
Oh
right?
no, they ain't
Right.
getting in.
I'm just
They have
saying,
no
like-
chance. But there's no way.
But
though,
there's no way
because-
there's no way the Giants.
Well, yeah,
do, but I'm just
because
saying,
wait,
like,
so
if
yeah,
there
that's
was-
3. That's 3. Oh wait, so that let me think. So
The
that's
6
3,
and the
6.
7.
Oh yeah,
the 6 and
that's
the
right, man.
7.
I'm tripping. Yeah, that is possible.
It is yeah. Wow.
Yeah, because because you could have 3 from the east, 3 from the west, and then the south winner and the north winner. Wait, but that's 8.
Okay, so you have the
3 and 2.
Yeah,
the
3
fourth
and 2.
division.
Yeah, it'd be 3 and 2.
Yeah,
Yeah,
3 and 2,
Okay,
and then
so
with the
yeah.
one up top.
Yeah.
Right. So
Okay.
it'd probably
Oh
be
yeah,
the
there you
east.
go.
Yeah, the east would have 2 and the west would have 3.
Yeah.
Who was the number 1 seed in the
Green Bay.
NFC last year?
Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Yeah.
And that was the only team from the north that got in. 3 from
Correct.
the, 3
the
from
north and the
west,
Vikings didn't
and 2
get
from
in.
the south. The Vikings got in?
No, they didn't. No, 2.
They
it was
didn't.
actually that was the way because the Saints didn't get in. It was 3 from the west, 2 from the east, 1 from the south,
And
1 from the north.
from the north.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, for sure.
Okay, so it can only be 3 and 2 at max.
Yeah, 3 and 2. Yeah,
okay.
3 and 2.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'm glad we cleared it up. I was like tripping. I was like, wait,
right. No,
3 and 2?
definitely.
No, yeah,
bro.
3 and 2. Okay.
But just to
Okay.
get back on topic, the NFC is a shit show.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And speaking of that, let's move on to a guy that was able to go from the AFC to the NFC and snag him a ring, Mr. Odell Beckham Jr. And he basically sacrificed himself towards ACL and now is without a home, just still chilling in free agency and without an end in sight. It doesn't look like because the Rams, this is a while ago that they're saying, oh, he's going to go back to the Rams, but I don't know what's going to happen now. They even had rumors that he could go back to Cleveland. It's looking murky for Odell. So I'll let Peacock, where do you think he's going?
All right. Well, I don't necessarily think this would happen, but I would like to see. Well, this isn't about liking the players and the personality or the teams, but this is great for football. This would be great for fantasy. This would be great for the teams, and it would make a lot of sense if somebody like the Chiefs would just take a look at Odell Beckham and say, you know what, we just let Tyreek Hill, walk away from us and go be a number 1 or maybe a number 2 in Miami. Who knows what happens with Waddle there, right? And the way that works out, but they're going to be lacking a consistent number 1 type, and Odell is the only wide receiver left in this free agency leftover market right now that has that elite wide receiver 1 type of talent. Now, we know that he did get injured and it was extremely late in the season, so they could probably get him a lot cheaper than most people would pick up Odell for. So I think that you can do a 1-year prove a deal and make it work and have the cap space work in your favor, and the rich just get richer when teams like that pick up great talent. And so you want to take a card right out of the Rams playbook and pick up some of their leftovers from last year and see how they did it. So I would say that'd be something I would like to see, maybe Odell to the Chiefs.
Wow.
I like that.
I'm not mad at that at all.
Yeah, I could see it because he won't have to rush back from the ACL. He could kind of chill because they've got MVS, Mecole Hardman, Juju. They've already got 3 veteran wideouts there, so he won't even have to rush back. And he's with a team that's got Super Bowl aspirations. I could potentially see that.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, like, you pull a card right out of the Rams playbook. You say, we're going to just pick up all the free agents. The cap doesn't exist. We're in the win now mode, and let's go do it. Because, can you really rely on MVS and Juju? I mean, can you rely on any of these guys? So, I mean, Patrick Mahomes, the more weapons you give him, the better off he's going to be. And, the easier it's going to make it for him. And if people are going to play that shell game, then let's bring out all the firepower. You know what I mean? And let's you go ahead and pick your poison. We're going to have 4 superstars out there.
Yeah, because we don't know how quick the rookie's going to develop. They're probably going to draft a receiver, but hell, they're in win now mode, so we don't know if this rookie doesn't pan out. Then Odell would be it. But Guccini, where you got him landing?
And I hate to do this, you know what I mean? The Priceline commercial.
Yeah,
obvious. he stays in LA, bro.
Yeah,
You just signed A-Rod to fucking Mob. You got Van Jefferson, who was a 3rd round pick, but yet he showed a little bit of growthage last year.
I mean, 800 yards, 50 catches, something like that. That's pretty good.
100%. But you know what I mean? Van Jefferson, OBJ on the side of Cooper Kupp, and fucking A-Rob the Mob, bro.
A-Rob the Mob.
You know what I mean? If he comes in November, December, just like how we were talking about Godwin, right before we talked about OBJ, he get the kick back, bro. Get healthy. The Rams is gonna be if he come back in December, they should be 10-4, 12-2. You know what I mean? The Rams is the Rams. They ain't lost nobody. You know what I mean? And then you just gained Bobby Wagner on this.
They got Bobby Wagner.
Ball.
Yeah, but they did. Yeah, they lost Von Miller, but gained Bobby Wagner. So he's a Hall of Famer for a Hall of Famer. Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And before you went down in the Super Bowl, you were damn near the Super Bowl MVP before you went down, because the way that you were killing, you know what I mean? All the attention was to Cooper Kupp. The run game was lack thereof. OBJ looked at like the real OBJ in the fucking Super Bowl, dog.
Yeah, he really 100%. Did, man. He really did. It was impressive what he was doing.
Championship, and me and my guy right here, we gang to the heart, bro. And OBJ,
bring it up.
For a hundo. You know what I mean? For real. So if I'm OBJ, bro, and then you got to think everything that he got outside of football, his characteristics, the whole shit. He's an LA motherfucker. Even though I don't know exactly what city he's from in Louisiana. Yeah. Whether it be Shreveport, whether it be New Orleans, whether it be,
he's from the NOLA area. He went to Newman in NOLA. So he's from the NOLA area.
That's what I'm saying, bruh. So if he ain't gonna take a hometown discount, man, I'm staying in LA, dog. What other is there? What other city is
right? And I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up, JD, because I'm with you. I think he's gonna, at the end of the day, end up back in LA since he's got it made in the shade over there. But I tell you what, if he gets sensitive and starts being like, man, they don't want me every time, and he gets all sensitive, what if he wants to come home? And the Saints are right where he grew up, his hometown team. That would
be nasty.
Jameis, he expressed interest. I believe there was a report saying, like, if it wasn't for Jameis's injury, there's a good chance he'd have signed with the Saints last year. But when Jameis went down, he was like, nah, fuck that. He wanted no part of it.
Yeah, that is true, man.
But with Jameis back, I could see him possibly coming on, because I feel like he'd be a better fit than Jarvis, because Michael Thomas is that over the middle, like underneath guy, the short.
And OBJ could be a
guy, and Odell
outside guy, yeah.
Right, he's the outside field stretcher, and that's what we need. He could be a good complement to the rookie. I think we're going to draft a rookie, hopefully Chris Olave from Ohio State. And just imagine a 3-wide set of Mike Thomas in the slot, and then on the outside, Olave and Odell. Straight fire. You go from garbage ass
money for Jameis
to a 3-wide dream 3-wide set to where Jameis, it'd be no excuses. It's like, if you don't produce with that, then shame on you.
And you know what though, bro? I think I got one stat, and I don't know if I'm 100% correct on this, but I think before Jameis went down last year, he only threw 2 picks.
I think it was 14-3 touchdowns to interception ratio.
What week did he go down in week 6?
So he was on the way to 30.
Week 7.
Yeah, he was on the way to like 30.
So that's a 3-to-1 ratio.
Yeah, really, really good ratio.
Come on. Yeah. And then you add those 2 complementary pieces to not even having Mike Thomas on the field. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And then another thing is, I started doing my rankings for top 15 in every position, and you know what I mean. And so I started with my running backs, and fucking Kamara has had, last year was the lowest reception total that he's ever had, and
by a long shot
in the league. So he's
with Drew Brees, his first year without
reception back, and yet what they did last year, and for him to be his lowest, now you give me a Olave and an OBJ on top of a healthy Jameis?
Yeah.
We're going to make the playoffs if all that comes to fruition.
I'm just saying, though. But you got to understand, the defense ain't changed. Y'all might have changed safeties. You brought Marcus Williams in, you let one safety go, but yet.
Yeah, Marcus May. Yeah, Marcus May. Yeah, all good.
Okay, I got one. Y'all ready for this?
What you got?
He's going to the Texans, bro.
No, what?
Okay, back
Because-
this up. Back this up. This sounds like
Listen,
Luigi
because-
talking.
Nah, listen, bro. I'm not even on the shrooms
Oh,
tonight.
all right. You
Listen.
got the floor.
I'll probably usually be I be thinking clear when I'm on the shrooms for the first and foremost, right? But I'm saying the Texans because it's the formula of get some weapons around a young QB, and this is like this is like circa New England. You have
Oh, with the Nick
What-
Casario.
we have Casario there, he was in the building, when the Browns traded for OBJ. New England was the other front runner, or the runner up in that sweepstakes, and he was the guy involved in making those phone calls, and now he's over there with the Texans, and in true New England fashion, this is how you can get OBJ cheap. Give him some actual money, maybe give him some Bitcoin because that's what apparently he wanted from the Rams, right? And like,
Yeah,
2-year deal, guaranteed.
NFTs or whatever.
Yeah.
Because Casareo's been doing like a lot of 2-year deals, and then like on guys that he's like, bullish on or whatever, he guarantees like most of it. You know what I mean?
yeah, and that's
And then
great because that's
bring
what
the
the
price
game
down.
is evolving to. Is like these shorter deals with higher guarantees. Like that's what the game. And shout out to Corky Kirk because without him doing what he's been doing, like alone, he's the only guy alone who's been getting these fully guaranteed short-term deals. And then
Yeah,
Watson,
shout out
was
to
like,
his agent, bro.
yeah, man. And Watson was like, "Man, give me the Kirk. I'm the Black Kirk Cousins. As far as my pay, I want it all guaranteed, all 5 years, 230.
Yeah, they
snaps.
brought in Amari Cooper. He's like, Amari, I'm the real Black Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, no, I would
Dak
love that.
Prescott,
So
step aside.
you could do Beckham for 2 years. You would forego drafting a receiver, in the early rounds instead. Is the way they're projected right now.
Style and get defense.
Right. Then you have Brandon Cooks and Nico Collins also. So you have your big man. You have Odell on the other side. You can have Cooks running slot.
The only
then you
way
have
I
Bradley.
could see that happening is if Odell is to the point where he's pissed off with the Rams or whatever, and he's like, fuck it, I'm just going to go to a rebuilding team on a 1-year deal to try to rebuild my value and then hit free agency again the next offseason and try and get a multi-year bag.
He needs to prove it somewhere, right?
Exactly. And the
here's the
Texans, I
thing.
mean, shoot, with the Judge Davis Mills, he's going to air it out. And between him and Cooks, that could be a pretty decent offense.
Here's one thing I want to say though too is that when he got let go, when he got waived by the Browns, he cleared waivers. So when the Rams came and got him, that really does mean something because he's a sensitive cat. You know what I mean? Where
Right.
he
It's just
felt
why
wanted.
the Rams are still by far the odds-on favorite.
Yeah, like he felt wanted, and then the ACL kind of keeps him there. To be honest, like because now it's like, ain't nobody gonna want you, bro, but we wanted you, so just stay here. You know what I mean?
You're right. Yeah. Then he can just take your time. We got A-Rob the mob. No rush.
You are the
Packers-
ugly
the Packers
duckling or
do
the
The
black
Packers-
swan that we're gonna turn you back into the
We're gonna turn you
motherfucking.
back into a
And
majestic
here's another
animal.
nugget for y'all. Another reason why I think he's going back to the Rams is because it turned out, I read this today, it turned out that his original ACL procedure was not done 100% correctly. Now that he tore it, I don't know if it was
they're
the
able to
same
fix
knee
it
or
better.
different knee. They were able to fix the previous thing that got botched or whatever. So it sounds
that's
like
cold, bro.
so
So
it
you're
sounds
telling
like,
me he's coming back as a $27 million man?
Probably. Dude, I have like a steel cable that like is gone through my bone and reattached my bicep muscle to whatever. And this thing is like 100% again. It's crazy.
He's bionic.
Well, I mean, it won't necessarily
man.
it won't necessarily beep. It's like some sort of like steel Kevlar type deal. I don't know what the hell. Like a
You
little
ever feel
cable,
it when it gets cold? Oh,
like a micro cable. Oh yeah, like the actual bone in my forearm will ache and my elbow, and it'll shoot up to my shoulder sometimes when it gets colder. The weather changes.
Okay.
But other than that, it's fucking perfect again. It's crazy.
Man, shout out to the doctors, bro.
Yeah,
Right,
dude. It's
yeah,
actually
that's
shout out
crazy.
to Dr. Mark Bagg, San Antonio Spurs medical doctor, orthopedic.
Nice.
nice.
Hey, that
Nice.
lightweight was a flex.
I remember him, dude. Like the guy was
Mavs doctor, bro.
Yep. But anyway, yeah, I think address Odell enough. Let's move on to an interesting name here. He got released kind of later in the offseason, and he's still floating. I know he's always hurt, but if he could ever stay healthy, he could be a low-key impact guy. Julio, aka Coolio Jones. Where does Julio end up? You want to go first, Bogey?
I'm just gonna. I don't really have. I
That
haven't
one you
thought
should have
about
said
this.
the Texans.
I was gonna go New England, so that's like baby New England, right? Like
Hey, but you went Jarvis is New England in your version.
but you know, like to get a Julio to play opposite out wide of a Devontae Parker, that's pretty nasty. Because really, they would really bring Julio in just so the defenses can't stack the box because they want to run the ball in New England. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What about
And when
Kendrick Bourne though? I feel like I'd be kind of pushing him out if you bring in Julio because I feel like Parker. They brought in Parker. Kind of
KD had a great
pushed
season
out
last year.
Aguilar by bringing in
For KD
Parker.
to be his first year in New England, he had a great season, bro.
Yeah,
he sure did.
That's why I don't think they bring in more guys because Bourne, it's like Bourne, Parker, and Myers. I feel like they're pretty good with that trio.
I'll probably go. This is where I'll go then because I think Julio is smart. And he's going to wait till everything settles down and he's going to get as much money as he can. And he's going to go to a place that needs to put weapons around their young QB. And that'd probably be the Jets.
Yeah.
Ooh, I could potentially see that.
And the Jets have been trying to get
everybody. They're trying to get everybody.
Block wide receiver on the block this whole offseason.
Yeah, but
Nobody wants to go there.
Corey Davis. Corey Davis is one that's really injury prone. They're probably hell between the two of them. Hopefully, one of them can be healthy.
Right.
Get Elijah Moore.
Look, bro, what does it tell you when nobody wants to go there and like guys are signing in Houston instead?
Right. No, and that's not no shade towards Houston. Man. That's more shade to. They said it's been a report that didn't nobody trust Zach Wilson. That's why they ain't went to New York.
Yeah, people would rather work with the judge
Davis
than fucking Zach Wilson. Yeah, that's crazy.
Hey.
Yeah, I feel like with the judge, like he's had a chip on his shoulder. Like people respect that. With Zach Wilson, it's like, well, what the fuck? I mean, you were the number 2 pick and you played like dog crap. Like, who are you? Like Judge Davis, like this dude, Judge Davis, and he's got the neck. Like, yeah, he's legit. We respect the neck. Zach Wilson looks like a fucking 12-year-old. Davis Mills, that's a man's man.
Really
I heard something come
Mills with the gavel in his saying next. And he's slamming the gavel down.
Yes, Stanford grad, intellectual.
One pick in the last 5 games. I think I heard that stat where it was either the last 5 or 6 games. David Mills didn't throw not one fucking pick, bro.
Oh yeah, dude,
I was
he
really
on fire.
impressed. Like I was expecting him to just be a total train wreck as a rookie, but he was like probably the second best looking rookie behind Mac Jones.
No, he had a whole bunch of great stats. He had, let's see, he was the highest rated QB in the NFL, minimum 20 pass attempts on passes 20 yards downfield with like 123.5 QBR or something like that.
Wow. I believe that one like a motherfucker, bro.
He was the 3rd highest in the entire NFL, and that was in front of Mahomes and guys like that, right? And he was the 3rd highest in the NFL in red zone completion percentage, and that's amongst all QBs, not just rookies. And then amongst rookies, like he led almost all categories. He's either 1 or 2 in all categories, and he played 6 games less than than Mac Jones. Then Zach Wilson was injured, so he played a couple, whatever. But Justin Fields was horrible. Like horrible. And that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. Like, if you want a young QB, you want to build around or whatever, that's where Julio Jones should go. Chicago, and they need, because they, like you said, Allen Robinson's gone.
Yeah, I could see Chicago because they have like no weapons right now. Mooney and they brought in Pringle
and the tight end.
That is,
they're gonna have to pay.
Montgomery's usage in the passing game should go up this year, which we've seen that Montgomery can catch the ball, so it definitely should go up to whatever the coaching staff is. I don't even know.
Oh, they got a Shanahan. They have a their coordinator. He was the QB coach for Aaron. He was the QB coach. Oh no, not QB coach. He was an offensive coordinator assistant to Matt LaFleur and Matt LaFleur to Nathaniel Hackett. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, so he went across the way and went. So I like this because what does the Shanahan system do? I mean, because that's essentially a Shanahan system, right? they throw to the running back. You know what I mean? The Matt LaFleur system throws to the running back. Like it's just, you know what I mean? So I do like that. But man, you get Landry and Julio over there. Fuck it. You know what I mean?
Right?
And the thing is, though, I don't think no one's gonna want to go over there, man. That is, I mean, Chicago. That's where offense goes to die, bro. Like, especially
And then when you
passing.
just let go of
offense.
Khalil Mack, you know what I mean? Even though the defense 2 years ago ain't what it was, or 3 years ago what it was last year, but the defense was definitely always one of their stable points of their whole fucking team. Now you shipped out one of your stars on defense, and then I think the D tackle, I can't think of his name right offhand.
Yeah, he's gone.
Who?
He was gonna get signed.
Yeah, they released
from the Bengals. No, hold on. They
yeah.
released that guy.
It's
Remember
not
that?
Eddie Goldman, I believe.
There it is. It's gold.
But
It
you
has
let
gold
two
in
of
his
your
name.
staples of your defense go. I think the only defensive player that I can
Yeah,
think
and
of
Akeem
that has
Hicks was a
relevance
free agent
is the
still.
fucking safety from Alabama.
Danny Trevathan's gone too.
Yeah, the only one. Yeah, Roquan Smith's the only stable.
Roquan
piece
and
they
then
have left.
in the fucking safety. I can't think of the safety name.
Eddie Jackson.
Eddie Jackson.
Yeah, Eddie
There it is
Jackson.
right
And he's
there on my
and
map.
he really fell off the last 2 seasons. Like,
Yeah, I feel it.
before he used to be a monster
He,
that
was-
would
he-
like
he had like 12 picks in the season.
yeah, and that's the thing too, is like I think he started to get phased out a little bit because it was more like when he was with Fangio, then Eddie Jackson reminded me of like not a Hittner, but a Goldstein. Remember Deshaun Goldstein?
Deshaun Golston, he could pick
Yeah.
the ball and he could also rock your motherfucking bell.
Exactly. And then Eddie Jackson gets a significant injury, and then it's like he just won't hit no more. So then, like, he's a ball hawk, but like if he can't break break that pass up, you're probably gone. You know what I mean? You probably get away from him because he turned into like a shoestring tackling motherfucker. Like it was like, I mean, and that's the knock on Eddie Jackson right now. And you know what? Shout out to him because he started to decline after he got his little bag. You know what I mean? He was like,
yeah, bro, it'd be like that with a lot of these dudes.
It really do sometimes.
So for the safeties, for the picks, it would be the boy in Tennessee. I can't think of his name right now.
On the safety?
Kevin Byard.
Yeah, Kevin Byard.
Byard on my mama. 10 picks a season. Jackson, at least 10 picks a season. But to get back on track, I'm going to stay in the AFC North. And if I'm motherfucking Julio Jones, I'm going to Green Bay.
Yeah.
If I want a chance to go to the playoffs, and all I got to do is dethrone, or not even dethrone, because Minnesota didn't win the division last year. Green Bay did.
Yeah, Minnesota's like 3 games or 2.5 games out.
It's a win-win. Yeah. I'm going to the playoffs. I'm gonna get a couple of dollars, and I got a shot to get to the NFC Championship again. And I already got, we got slot receivers here. Here I am. If I can play 12 games, 10 games, you know what I mean? And we all know Julio Jones ain't been playing 16 games and I don't know how long, but yet he's also
for real.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
give me
2013
for the win.
Right. No,
2013, maybe
9 years ago.
Yeah, that was the fucking overall WR1. Him and AB were going back and forth for that title.
100%. The only thing is with Julio, he just wouldn't give you the touchdowns.
He was a 2,000 yard season, a 1,900
yard season.
Yeah, he do all this shit, but
1,800 yards and 12 TDs.
Like, what the fuck, man? Yeah, it was frustrating.
But if I'm Julio, man, sign me up for Green Bay easily. It's a win-win, bro. Where can I go get maybe 100 targets, 65 to 70 receptions if I could stay on the field and a shot to go play in the playoffs and not have to compete with nobody for extra targets? I don't want to be the second fiddle to AJ Brown. Even though AJ Brown can't stay on the field, I can't stay on the field, so we're not doing us no good. And Henry went down last year. We ain't did nothing.
Right?
I'm gonna go for the low hanging fruit here.
Yeah, I think I know where you're going. I was about to.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. I mean, he's calling Matty Ice. He's like, bring me on over there.
Yep. I was gonna go with the low hanging here. Yeah, go back to Indy, and the reason I'm thinking that is because they have such a glaring need right there. Hell, I think they bring back TY and bring in Julio because they're a team they're just like
They're like, oh,
they're just
so they
kind of
can
like
get it. They
fuck
can
it,
get it.
man.
They can get 17 games combined with the two of them.
Well, yeah, they figure, between the two, they'll both be hurt. So hope they're not both hurt at the same time. And with Michael Pittman, you don't need either one to be an alpha. Michael Pittman's shaping up into that role. And with Julio, I mean, I feel like he's going to want familiarity at this point in his career. Yeah, Green Bay would be nice to be able to go work with Aaron Rodgers, who would be much better than Matt Ryan. But I feel like Green Bay is the kind of team that they could sign him, but they're going to draft probably 2 receivers to where they might not even want a guy like Julio. Or I think the Colts will be like, come on in, and Matty Ice will be pounding the table for him, being that they had that great chemistry in their ATL days.
Well, I got one. If we talk familiarity, and Debo is on the trade block, why not go back to what you know? And one of them coaches that got your ass. No, I'm serious.
Super Bowl. I know you're serious.
I'm serious though, bro.
Yeah.
And I hate to sound like a homer, but if we talking familiarity right now,
yeah, Kyle Shanahan.
Debo,
yep.
And we said it in our thread. We all in the same thread.
Y'all are going to be in the receiver market.
I'm like, Debo, he only done it for 1 year. He don't deserve the money that Tyreek and Devontae Adams. So if the Niners are really even thinking about it, you know what I mean? Just thinking about even letting his ass go, why not bring this boy in for 1 year?
Yeah, I mean, even just bringing in, say you bring in Julio for the dummy low and for a year contract, right? Because Julio is a guy that, like, you know, he's going to demand a lot of money, but this Shanahan could coerce him to go for cheap. And that could be a leverage move for our Niners. Like, all right, we brought in Julio, Debo.
Brought in Julio.
Take the low money.
We're about to take your and we going to draft a running back, so you ain't got to play running back no more. You only had 50 receptions for 700 yards.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's
the reason why you did what you did is because you did it in the run game last year. You didn't do it in the receiving game, bro.
What did he have total? Like, what was his total yardage?
Yards from scrimmage or just yardage?
Yeah,
as
just your yards from scrimmage, like total.
I want to say he had 1,300 yards from
scrimmage. It was like, I was gonna say, because I wasn't say 1,400, but I think it was. Yeah, you might be right. It's like,
they were somewhere up in there.
Debo?
Yeah.
But what saved?
Oh, he had more than that. Debo had 1,700 plus.
1,700. There you go. Because I think it was like 600 on the ground and like 8 or. What was it? It was like 800.
I want to say
he had over 1,000.
Yeah, he had 1,400 receiving and 365 on the ground.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, he had a lot of receiving. Well, then in the playoffs, it was the playoffs. They started using him more as a running back.
Damn.
I want to say it was a little bit before the playoffs, though, bro. It
was way before the playoffs.
Well, yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, with the stats, the Rams playoff stats, like, I feel like our recency bias made us think that he probably had more rushing than he did. But in reality, in the first half of the regular season, he was killing it as a receiver. Absolutely killing it.
Yeah. Even if you he had 3 big, like 50-plus yard house calls. Even if you take those away, he still has, 1,200-plus yards. You know what I mean? Like 1,250, whatever it is. You know what I mean? So, like, he was – and here's what the thing with Debo is, like, I worry about Shanahan being arrogant as a coach, where he's like, listen, my system does it, bro. I don't need it. We don't need to pay him. We'll trade him away. I mean, and matter of fact, you know what? Bring in Julio right now, because then he'll stop talking all that shit. Like, oh, I want this and that. Listen, we got Julio. Now you could take 24 million or 23 million, Debo. But also, no matter what happens, what's really fucking the game up for us with Debo, and why all these conversations are coming up, or maybe we could look at Julio or whoever it is, bro, is because Jimmy got the surgery and we're stuck with him, and he's on the books for 25 mil. You know what I mean? Like, it's funny.
No, so look, I pulled up his shit, right? First time playing 16 games, even though it was a 17-game season. The motherfucker hit for 1,405 in receiving, and the motherfucker hit for 365 on the ground. 6 TDs receiving, 8 TDs rushing.
On the rushing,
you know what I mean? So even though he hit for the 1,405 receiving, his TDs can't. Well, he had 2 more TDs than he did on the ground than in receiving. You know what I mean? So, but it was his first time playing 16 games. First year he played 11. Yeah. The second season he played 5 games. So that's a bargaining chip. In our thread, I said that bro, you ain't done what Tariq and Devontae did, so you don't
Consistently.
command $20 million this season.
Right, and that's why I think, speaking of his Debo on the move, let's pivot to that real quick since it's a huge ass elephant in the room. I'm thinking he has to stay put with y'all because he hadn't done quite enough to get that huge ass deal that he wants. Like I think at the end of the day, he's gonna swallow his pride and be like, you know what, this is the best fit for me. I thrive in Shanahan's system. I think it's gonna be like the Kyler Murray thing. He had his delete everything from Instagram, little kid moment, but once he catches it his head, he'll end up back with the Niners.
I hope so, man, because you know, like whoever is smart would know that you don't give this man what he wants. First of all, you find him a happy medium, and he wants 25 million. I think 23, maybe 22 even is where he should live and get like a 3-year extent, maybe 4-year extension. First 2 years are front loaded.
Put whatever he's asking for up against Brandon Cooks types numbers. Brandon Cooks hasn't missed fucking games in like for a fucking.
Brandon Cooks is a real wide receiver, bro. That's
Yeah,
stretching the field and commanding targets. If I had my wish and I knew that Debo wasn't come, he was stuck on where he's at. I send him to the Jets. Give me that 10th pick, and I'm just praying to the motherfucking NFL guys that Drake London fall to me because Drake London is a real dark WR1, and I can go get another. And I can go get me another Elijah Mitchell in the 6th round, and I have 2 Elijah Mitchells that's gonna get me 1,000 yards or 800 yards, aka Raheem Mostert that them bounce around, and I got me a real number 1 wide receiver to pair with. IU,
and a George Kittle, and bro, like,
and I'm saving money for Bosa. Warner done got his check.
Yeah,
you know
we see. I love that you said that because we should, as a Niner. I love Debo, but you're late to the party, Debo. You barely showed us that this is what it is, and a lot of it came
too many injuries.
Yeah, and here's the thing too: is like, why give a man this type of money? If we're gonna run, because remember that he said I'm a wide back.
11 first season.
Yeah, I mean AJ Brown hasn't even got his bag yet.
Yeah, and here's the thing: it's a volatile position to play. Like if you pay him organizationally, it might be irresponsible to run him as a running back as much as we did. You know what I mean? And like really too, here's the thing with Debo, him being used as a running back, it was really just smart of Shanahan because you had Mostert go down week 1. You had Trey Sermon's in the doghouse. Elijah Mitchell starts showing out. Then he gets hurt. Then you put in Trey Sermon because now he's out of the doghouse. He don't look good. So then they're like, let's do this Debo thing. And that shit worked.
That's the key.
Right? And like if we pay a man and make him like the 5th or 6th highest paid receiver, or I think we might even be 4th or 5th highest paid receiver. Yo, you know, he take one bad hit. I mean, them toss screens where you know, or even just in any wide zone scheme, and we like to go outside wide too. Like you got linebackers coming at you full speed in that space. You know what I mean? Like,
or a motherfucker that's known to not play 16 games until the season before he gets paid or he wants to get paid.
And you know what's crazy is most casual Niner fans out there that ain't the gang, they're casual. They're like prospects of the gang. You know what I mean? These motherfuckers were always like, oh, we need Debo. And I'm like, listen, man, I love Debo, but it's the same way I love Jimmy. I love my team. If you want my team, I love you. I'm okay with bettering my team. If we can get a 10th from the Jets, I'm all about that. You know what I mean?
You know what, bro? And to add on to what you are saying right now, as a pure wide receiver, what about what Jauan Jennings did in week 17 and on through the playoffs? Jauan Jennings fucking killed, bro.
Highest catch percentage. Hey, Jauan Jennings, he did it, bro.
As a pure wide receiver, though,
dude,
bro.
I forgot about that. Thanks for reminding me.
Then you could shift. Brandon Ayuk could shift into the Debo role.
Jauan Jennings made a fucking name for himself through the whole fucking season as a pure wide receiver, bro.
Right. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
dude.
saying.
And he
Debo
was
better
the
check
third
himself
down look.
before he wrecks himself and ends up on the fucking Jets.
In
You don't
redraft
wanna
leagues, I
end up
picked
on
him
the
up
Jets.
late, and I was like, "Oh
And
hell
then
yeah!"
he got, and the cold thing is, so you got Elijah Moore, which definitely kind of plays what Debo plays as a pure wide receiver. They play in the
Yeah.
same type of scheme, bro. It's
Yeah,
not
I mean,
like, oh, he's stretching, they stretching. No, you motherfuckers are
They're going yak with it.
they
They're
going
going
yak with it. Shout
they're
out
going
to the
yak with
Hennessy. Nas.
Shout out to
Nas,
the
you are
Hennessy.
Hennessy King.
Right.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Peacock.
responsibly.
Peacock, did you get your Julio taken? Where do you think Julio's gonna end up?
I thought I had gotten my Julio taken. Did I not? I vaguely said something about Chicago, but I was kind of
Oh
not
yeah,
really.
yeah.
I wasn't
Chicago.
really being serious.
That's my fault, bro. I apologize for that, bro. You know me. I
All
just
good,
be
all
off
good.
of Richters.
All
No,
good,
it's
all good. Yeah, let's say I think we've got enough Julio talking.
Yeah,
Let's
we're-
get on
We're
boy
exhausted with Julio.
that Bogart loves the shit on, and I even put his little Will, aka Off Fuller. Where do
Yeah.
you think this man ends up?
Hey, shout out to my man Huss, because Huss, he's always willing to give Will Offler another chance. And he's like, look, man, he changed his name. He's trying to rebrand himself, William Fuller. Right? I'm like,
Right.
listen, he's trying to disguise it.
All
We
he,
all
all
know
he
he
has to
is.
do, all he has to do though is stay healthy. Because when he is on the field,
He's a bad motherfucker.
yeah, he's giving you fucking hella points, bro. He's like Tyreek Hill explosive. It's weird, right?
He just
Yeah,
has
but he's good, and
he's
this is
just
what
small with small hands. Like,
you
he's
know where
not-
I think he's
Tyreek
gonna
Hill's
go.
like a thicker dude.
This is
Pause.
my version for awful, and I think if he goes here, he might be able to shed that awful label. Green Bay.
Yeah, I think everybody's been wanting that for a long time.
Yeah,
though.
there were rumors a while back that he was gonna get traded there, and I think this is it.
Well, you remember 2020?
They've got to do it. Like they need help.
2020, that was the rumor. And then he got
Right.
popped with the roids.
Yeah, and
And
then
it
they
made sense
squashed
because
it. Yep.
That was
Yep.
around the trade deadline when he got popped with the roids. What was that, like week 11-ish?
You're
Yeah,
right.
because
right.
Texans probably had this shit on him already, and then they're like, "All right, this guy wants to get fucking traded. Let's pop him."
Yeah.
That
Damn.
was the whole Bill O'Brien tanking era, bro. He was literally trying to fucking destroy the franchise.
The dark
Nobody
side.
talks
of
Yeah,
about
the
that
that.
was, yeah, that
Nobody
was
talks
wild.
about that
But
shit
yeah,
enough.
I think
Nobody
all
talks about that shit enough.
yeah, all four would be a good fit because they need that. They need an MVS replacement. I'm thinking that in the draft, Traylon Burks is gonna be their Devontae replacement, and then
like that.
motherfucking Awfuller is gonna be the MVS replacement.
What's the Raiders pick that they got from what is it like?
It was
is
a
that-
late first. It was a late first, so
Okay.
they could theoretically
It was
take
like
two
the 24th
receivers.
pick because they were a playoff team.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wild
yeah,
card team.
yeah. That's their first pick.
They-
The Raiders
because-
pick is the pick they're going to use to replace Devontae
Yeah.
with
So they got
Traylon
two
Burks.
first-round picks right now.
What
And
pick
their
is that?
second
And they got
first
two
rounder. Yeah, their
What number is
second
that?
first rounder is the one they originally
say it's
had.
the 24th.
22 and 29,
Oh,
I think.
okay.
Here it is.
Okay.
Or 28, something like that. Yeah, it's a late first. Both are late
As we-
first, but the
As we stand
22nd
right now, like I said, I don't think any receivers are going to the Texans. I think they're done. The biggest move was Marlon Mack this offseason, so look for them to
Oh, yeah,
probably trade
Steven
back.
Nelson today, that was a 2-year deal.
Oh, they
That
did
was-
get Steven Nelson today, but that's like a safety vet, like a nice, just safe vet move. Like, yeah, okay, let's pay this guy what he's
good
actually.
safety corner
Let's
type.
pay this
move,
guy what
yeah.
he's actually worth. Kind of move, I think, is what they did there, which is good because that still feels like they're going to bring in with number 3. They're going to go cornerback or safety or something like that, defensive back. A lot of guys have been visiting there lately, and then they have the number 13 pick, and it sounds like they're going to go receiver there. Maybe Williams, what's his face, Williamson or whatever,
Jameson
or
Williams.
Jameson
Yeah, that'd be
Williamson.
perfect. Red shirt Jameson. Yeah, that would make
yeah.
sense.
So
There's a lot of people putting Drake London. I mean, what's his name? London. What's his
Drake
first name?
London out of
Drake
USC.
London,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
he
there's
was
a lot of
tough.
people putting him with the
I think he'll
Judge,
be
Davis
gone.
Mills
I-
Lanes.
I
Even
think
with Atlanta,
Drake
too, I
London's
see
gonna
something with
go to
Atlanta
either the
with
Commandos
Drake.
or the Jets.
yeah, there's a lot of great receivers coming out, so that's why it's hard to kind of place some of these wide receivers. And we were saying they better sign now. You know what I mean? And I've heard, and this is a place where I've heard Will Offler linked to several times, especially since the other guy was just on the move, and that's the Cleveland Browns. And that's they can do this because they
I like
only
that.
have
Oh,
If
I
he
like
doesn't
that.
go
have
fuck
$1
with his
million
boy,
dollars. they're only going to pay Deshaun Watson $1 million this year, so they can afford to sign him.
So we
I
don't
like
miss no
that
money.
version. I think I might. If Green Bay, that's my number 2. If it's not Green Bay, it'll be the Cleveland Browns.
So,
So
I like
that's
that.
part of my take too.
So just that that reunion there, and maybe do that. You know that they're hurting for wide receivers out there. We don't even know, the quarterback situation per se. There we don't know where Baker Mayfield doesn't know where he's going to play next year. We do know that it's either going to be Watson or Jacoby Brissett. We know it's going to be
Baker about to get cut, bro. Ain't nobody.
Yeah, I think they're just going to cut him, and he's going to sign with Seattle on a 1-year contract. That's what I'm thinking.
Here's the thing.
And I was high on.
And you got the Pooper Scooper.
Me too.
You got Hopper and Pooper Scooper, and then you got the and then the other, and then the quarterback. I mean, we can give Deshaun Watson a name if he ever plays again, and you know it's going to be a good one.
Okay, how about this though? I don't think they cut Baker because
ain't nobody trading for him, bro.
But here's the thing though. The 5th-year option these days is fully guaranteed because that's what the Players Association had voted on by a few years back. That's why a lot of organizations, when they know you're up, for a 5th-year option, they either decline it or they extend you before that.
Yeah, and 5th-year option's expensive a lot of times.
Yes, it usually is when you're a first rounder. And so in this case, it's to the tune of 18.8. So that's damn near 19 million. So if I'm another team and I know that Cleveland has Baker and Watson, I'm not going to give anything heavy as far as maybe a 3rd rounder, maybe would be the highest. I think a team can get Baker for a 3rd rounder because you can get a quote unquote franchise guy for a year for only 19 million basically. But also if you're Cleveland, you probably just want to stay put. Like, hey, fuck everyone's offers. You need to give me more. And if you don't, it's a win-win because we might not have Watson for X amount of time. Baker, you're going to stick around. You know what I mean? Baker actually was on a podcast yesterday.
Fuck no, bro.
Baker and Brissett.
Brissett is going to hand down.
They brought in Brissett. That's right.
Baker is not going to stay there.
There's no way that Deshaun goes over 8 games.
How about this?
If they do cut
okay. Let me reiterate. Let me reiterate. If they do cut him, which looks like now that this is brought to mind, I didn't know they had the grilled beef brisket.
They brought in the beef brisket.
So if they cut him,
they got a Baker and they got a brisket.
Right?
And then later on they got the Browns.
I can go for a brisket sandwich right now, bro.
You're good, bro.
Hey, bro.
So they go if you cut him, it's still okay because he's only 19 million basically against the cap. And then and Watson is only a million. So for 20 million, you're okay. So this might actually, they might release him for real.
Yeah, I think there's a decent chance they will. And I feel like Seattle's the only team that would take him. Maybe Carolina. I doubt it.
I don't think Carolina takes him because either if they feel that the boy from Liberty, I'm thinking Malik Willis is the guy, that they take Malik Willis or Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, Pickett.
I think that's the only team that takes a quarterback in the top 10. Other than that, I think that Baker is going to have his pick and choose of who he wants to go to, but I don't think ain't nobody going to sign him, bro.
You should go play it with
because you're not trading. You're not trading for somebody that you know that's going to get cut. I don't give a fuck.
Atlanta, and push Mariota back to the back. No,
I understand.
Honestly, this is my theory. This is my theory as to why Baker ends up with Seattle's. I'm thinking Carolina drafts Pickett, the Falcons draft Willis, and the Seahawks pass on a rookie in the first round and instead sign Baker Mayfield.
So I seen a mock draft. I don't know which. I don't know
because what are the Seahawks? They have Broncos number 9.
Yeah, they have Broncos number 9. They need a tackle, man. They have no legitimate offensive tackles right now. They've got to draft a tackle at 9. Either
I hella cut off JD. What were you saying?
No. So what I was saying is that I seen a mock draft with one of the ESPN NFL analysts, and they had Matt Corral going in the 2nd round to Seattle. And if you think that
version
Russell Wilson went in the 3rd round to Seattle,
right? They're not going to probably take
Matt Corral in the 2nd round and go ahead and start a Drew Lock or a Geno Smith and let Matt
or
Corral,
Baker, if they,
wasn't bad.
because Russell Wilson beat out a Matt Flynn who
Yeah.
got all the money in the world to come and be the starting quarterback. So
Yeah.
you got a second round pick waiting in the win.
yeah, that
And
motherfucker
you
could
give him
beat
a
out
shot
a
to
Drew
compete
Lock
to.
or Baker Mayfield for sure. Yeah, especially if it's Matt Corral. I'm thinking Matt Corral goes to the Steelers personally, but I think a Sam Howell or Desmond Ritter could get drafted to Seattle.
Hey, there's a
Desmond
lot of
Ritter,
hype
hey.
on Ritter right now.
And I
Yeah,
hate to say this on camera, but in the dynasty with my 1.12, I'm praying that Ritter falls to me, bro.
Oh no, we might trade.
Yeah, Ritter's got a lot of
Hold
upside.
on.
I feel like
We
Ritter's
might
probably
trade
got
for
more
that
upside
pick,
than
remember?
Howell.
Upside.
He's
Hold
got
on.
more
Oh, my
upside than
goodness.
Howell.
Hold on, JD. We might trade for this pick right now. Hold on, I gotta
I'm
read.
hoping Ritter is there for
That's
me.
why he's saying it. He's hyping up the pick
Yeah,
trade.
he sure is.
No. I'm just no.
He sure is.
You see, it was effective too. Did you see how effective it was? I said,
We got
wait,
interested. Wait a minute. I know that pick. I know that league.
The FFGWADS that he falls
Hell
to
yeah.
me. But look though, so we talking about Will Offerler though, and we brought up Cleveland.
I think I got two picks in front of me in that round. I'm gonna go ahead
Let's
and
move.
pick it.
That's any other last thoughts on Offler before we move on. Next
No,
up,
I
crazy ass
didn't get
AB. So any last
I didn't get my
Offler
take
thoughts?
on
Let's get 'em.
Offler, though.
Yeah, get it
Yeah,
in, JD.
let's-
What you got?
To the Vegas Raiders.
Ah,
Stretch
Stop
the
it.
field.
Damn. I was like, they brought in
Stretch the
DeMarcus
field. That's all we
Robinson
need to
already.
Yeah.
do is run straight.
Yep.
We got Devontae.
they have no
we
Henry
got
Ruggs.
Renfro, we got motherfucking.
Just run
my
straight.
God.
Ryan
I'm
Edwards
hating
and
on that.
DeMarcus Robinson they brought in.
That's
Run
no, but
straight.
he's
We
not
need
a field
somebody to
stretcher. He's
take
more of like a
Henry
possession.
Ruggs'
Hey,
Yeah, that's
DeMarcus
true.
Robinson is like an ex receiver backup. So like, if
Yeah.
anything happened to
Is-
Adams,
Is Day Jones still there?
No, he
he's
went to
with
the
the
Jags.
Jags.
He got his bag from the freaking
fuck,
spin.
that's right.
Spin the
Oh my
spin
God.
out of my
I don't like
ass
that for my
bag.
one Day
Yeah.
Jones
in an
shit.
arms
Offler
race.
to the fucking Las Vegas Raiders, bro. All we need
Yeah, it's
to
an
do is
arms
run
race,
straight.
bro. I could see it. Yeah,
I mean,
because
look at
all the
this.
other
They
teams in
lost
that
Henry
division have
Ruggs.
deep threats. Yeah.
They lose
Every
Henry
team's
Ruggs
got one
because you
vertical
know
guy
what I'm
that
saying.
can
He's
burn the
Yeah,
defense on
Deshaun
any game.
Jackson's not coming back.
and look at
Fuck
this.
no.
Look at this. Hold on, check this out. Check this out.
And they just extended Derek Carr, by the way. Derek Carr just got his
3
back.
Yeah.
years,
Okay, hold on.
121
What's the man's
million
name?
with no trade clause.
Josh McDaniels, right?
Yep.
So
Send him to Washington.
what did Josh McDaniels do when he was with New England? They traded for Brandon Cooks at one point. Then after they go, you know what? Brandon Cooks, the way we use him, we can just go get the poor man's version, bring in Philip Dorsett. Then they actually won a Super Bowl
Shout
with
out
him.
to the U. My
Right?
dog.
Then-
Yeah, that's that
Right?
mentality. They bring in the poor
Yes.
version.
What listen, they will look at Will Offler and bring him in for real, dog. Like that listen, 10 points for that one, JD. I didn't think it. I think my hatred for the Raiders so much. I never consider them.
Give him a ding. Give him a ding for that.
Hold on, I got a ding. I got a live ding. Hold on,
I
got
can
a
see
live
it.
ding. I got a
Yeah, you got
real
the
ding.
dings. Yeah.
Hold on.
Give him a ding. Give him a ball.
There it is.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Now, but look at this. No, but because here's my thing. This is where I'm fucked up. I'm in round 2 of a dynasty startup, a super flex joint in the second round. I'm looking at the landscape. Everybody got their first QB, but no one's doubled up yet. And I'm on a swing around, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm narrowing it down to Devontae and Diggs. I have Josh Allen. I'm like, okay, who do I get here? You know what? It's down to Devontae and Diggs. You know what? I'd rather have Devontae. But you know what? CeeDee Lamb's hella young. And you know what? Fuck the Raiders. I took CeeDee Lamb. Then the next guy, right after we took Devontae, I was like, why did I think he would fall back around because of age? Because sometimes that happens.
Yeah, maybe if Diggs falls back, hell, he could get Diggs.
Then I'll stack Diggs. And that's how I looked at it. It's like, I'll stack Diggs with Allen. But because I really would love to be like, okay, I'll have Josh Allen, Devontae, then Diggs. You know what I'm saying? And I only have to wait but 2 picks till it comes back to me. And so with this guy's first pick, he took it's a slow draft, so he's just chilling right now. I've been periodically checking. Dude took Adams. He's probably trying to field offers right now. And I'm like, damn, I should have just took Adams. But he would have took CD, and I would have been okay with it. I just I do love the outlook for a CeeDee Lamb. You know what I mean? Like just being
Right. Yeah. No more Amari. Yeah. No.
I like that outlook. So
it's
but then
splitting hairs.
once somebody took it, because listen, man, this is a real thing. Like Devontae Adams didn't get paid, didn't want to be paid by the Packers because he was like, I can go elsewhere where there's a younger guy that I have rapport with, and I don't have to worry about.
And that motherfucker bought a house in Las Vegas already before the trade.
Exactly.
And guess what?
Exactly.
Who goes there before they make the trade? Josh McDaniels. Wasn't he the guy that was in the building with Belichick? Like, we need to be aggressive. Let's go get Brandon Cooks. We need to be aggressive. Let's go get OBJ. And you know what? And then you know what Belichick says? Well, you know, Josh Gordon just got out of rehab. You know what I mean? He's like,
but, yeah, let's move on to crazy ass AB. Do y'all think he ends up anywhere? I'm just gonna be up front. I don't think anyone messes with him. I think he's done. But where you got him?
No. The question was, does he end up anywhere? I don't have a team just yet. I will in a second. Let me think about it. But does he end up anywhere? Yes, and it won't be to start the season.
In the league.
It won't be to start the season.
Tampa Bay doesn't want him. Like, who's gonna want him?
There's a team that's gonna be like making a push. If there's a team that has a high profile player go down,
the Cardinals.
That's the team that's like, all right, God damn it, give me Antonio Brown on the phone.
Nuke Hopkins tears his ACL in week 4 type thing.
Right? It's like,
okay, I see what. So I could maybe see that. I mean, but it's just, unless AB would really clean up his act, which he hadn't shown any signs.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah, well, that's why I think he's done. I think he's just crossed the line. I feel like he's going to be blackballed. Like the owners are just like going to be like, no, we're not signing this guy. He's just he's a cancer.
I don't have a specific team right off the dome, but I'm gonna give you a little bit of context. If Brady was able to get Bruce Arians pushed upstairs because of the lack of prepability, or that prepability might to prepare for a game.
Yeah,
that's what Brady's perception was of why Arians they wasn't meshing. So look, for AB to say that Arians did what he did in AB had the injury, and it might be documented that Arians kind of like pushed him out because he wanted him in there, and we all seen what last year that they brought the whole gang back in Tampa, and the pressure was on Arians to get back in to the Super Bowl, in which they almost did against LA. It was only one play. They was down 20 points and they did it. But yet, here it is, the pressure of Arians. Look, man, we need you out there. Okay, man, fuck this. I done told you my motherfucking ankle was fucked up, bro. 100%. So I'm just giving AB the benefit of the doubt of what the pressure relied on Arians. And here it is now that the story came out that Brady doesn't like the way that Arians prepares or plans for the game plan until Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 2 days before the game. I don't know.
Yeah, I read this too because Arians believes in like Arians is the type, he'd be like, we have a test Sunday, we're gonna cram hard Saturday, keep it fresh.
Yeah, Brady's
like, no, every day we're cramming.
Yeah, every day.
Hey, Brady. Give me AB back to the motherfucking Bucks, bro.
There it is.
Yeah, Godwin's out for the start of the year.
Give me AB back to the Bucks just based on Arians is upstairs, bro. We seen that, and I know that's not gonna happen, but yet Arians.
You know, I think Arians had like a vendetta too against Brown because he initially didn't want him. Yeah, and he initially didn't want him, and Brady went over his head.
Right.
And got him brought in.
In the show, Brady brought him into New England after the Oakland debacle, bro.
Yeah.
And here's the thing too, is that if I was to defend Uncle Bruce in any way in this situation with AB, I would say he is fully aware of AB. He remembers him because he was there with the Steelers when they drafted him as a rookie. And so he might have looked at it like, man, I remember you then, and you still the same. Like he might still look at him like he's immature, being like an elder statesman, and you know what I mean.
But yet he's seen him.
But then Brady don't give a fuck. Brady's like,
grow as a
give me Antonio
pick.
Brown.
AB
Right,
was
yeah,
a
Brady don't give a
6th-round
fuck.
pick into the fantasy MVP. He might have been not the NFL MVP for back-to-back years. He was the fantasy MVP, bro.
Talking about Brady?
No, I'm talking about AB.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
AB,
yeah,
AB
hell
was
yeah.
the fantasy MVP.
MVPs, yeah.
What was that?
AB,
18?
look, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give you a
Yeah,
little
like 15 and
backstory.
16 type
15 to
thing,
16.
yeah.
There it is.
I'ma
It
give
was
you a
I think so. I could be
backstory.
wrong, but that sounds that I'm just spitballing. That sounds right.
No,
I mean,
no, he was.
17
No,
17 and 18, he
I'ma
went
give
crazy
you a
too, though.
backstory. Look,
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm
So-
looking it up. Yeah, let's see here. AB. I mean, shit. He was
Adrian
fucking. Yeah, it
Peterson
was
tore his ACL.
14 and 15. 14 and 15 were his two best years.
Look, and I'm gonna
Yep.
give you a backstory, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
and
let me-
hate to
let's
derail- to derail us though. Look, so I think it was 2015. I had the number 1 pick, right? It was the year that Adrian Peterson was coming off the ACL, right? I had the number 1 pick. I'm like, this boy Adrian Peterson, he finna come back. He finna be hungry. He gonna hit for the 2,000 wow woo woo woo. But
This
my
was
boy,
the second ACL.
hey, so look, so
Or
my
the
boy,
first one? Because the first one he did run for 2,000 out, right?
so then
After?
it must have been after this.
Yeah, this is 2015 then.
It must have been after. So look, so
Yeah, because
I got the
Peterson.
number
Yeah,
1
he
pick.
he only played one game in 14, 15. He had a great year.
So but
I think 14 was the year
So
where
14 is when
with
he
his
tore his
son.
ACL.
No, 14 wasn't 14 the year he hit his
Oh.
kid or something with the switch.
so
The
look,
Switch.
so look, I'm trying to give y'all the backstory. Look,
Yeah,
so
yeah, go
in
ahead,
The
go
ALB, the ALB is my home league, right? This is
Yeah.
the league we do
All
this
on a
in.
bitch.
All on. Hey,
ALB. No, listen.
Oh,
It's
man.
undisclosed, but just for
It's
those that don't know.
undisclosed. Hey, look, I had the number 1 pick, and I choose to take Adrian Peterson because I'm think he's coming. No, it was the MVP season. I think he coming off the MVP season into the next year. I'm like, Adrian Peterson gonna go crazy. Long story short, my boy
Yeah, that was
behind me got the
2012
number
was the
2 pick.
MVP
He
season.
take AB. He had Cam Newton. This one, Cam Newton was the MVP. Had Cam Newton had Tom Brady throwing for 40, 50 TDs, and my boy behind me, because I didn't take AB, I lost the championship because I took AP over AB.
Yep,
swear
and that's
to
a
God,
and that's
bro.
a classic example,
I
JD.
Swear to
That's a
God,
classic
bro.
example. Yeah, and I feel you because
That's
sometimes
that's
it's
zero
tough.
RB truthers right there. They would be like, see, that's why
AB
zero
was
RB.
the number 2 fucking pick, bro.
Oh yeah, he was that.
Don't
dude,
know
and
why
sometimes-
receivers go number 2 in any fucking draft.
Well, here's the thing. During that era, because of the 2014 draft class of receivers, you know, your Mike Evans, OBJ, help me out here, y'all. Mike Evans, OBJ, Sammy Watkins. There was a gang of motherfuckers in that draft.
Right, yeah, that was a
Right?
strong class.
That and then you couple that with Antonio Brown, who had no more Emmanuel Sanders. Because that year,
No
and then
Mike Wallace.
no Mike Wallace,
was
and then
really
everyone
the guy
goes
in
crazy.
Pittsburgh before
All
AB
these
was.
receivers go crazy,
Yeah,
and
that's
this is
when all these
also
receivers were going wild.
yeah. So then going into 2015, all the PPR was already like hella popular. So
Yeah.
all the zero RB truthers were coming out, and that was like zero RB. Take the receivers because they're in PPR. They're not in abundance. Running backs are volatile. Like that was the argument. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Yep.
I'm
Anyway,
mad
let's,
as fuck.
I'm an RB truther till this day.
Me too.
Yep. Oh yeah, Peacock. Did you get your AB taken?
No, but I think I had written a note earlier.
Do you
Hold on, I
think?
forgot.
Do you think
Yes.
he's gonna end up anywhere? Or you think he's out of the league?
Hold on. I think I had written a note.
Yeah, I
and I
like
think
to. Yeah, I was like, I mean, I feel like I made my case why I think he's out the league. But another thing, like, it's just, I mean, unless Tampa Bay, if Brady could somehow pull the strings, like, there's no one else that would have the balls to do it because of just how.
Hey, shout
Just
out
how
to
outrageous it
Jackson though,
is.
man. I mean, to Jackson, to Brown, because Antonio Brown.
Oh yeah, maybe
don't matter.
Baltimore got the Cousins.
Yeah, he'd be like inviting himself everywhere. Listen, bro, hey man, I'll look good.
Do you know who AB has behind him right now, though? He has Floyd Mayweather behind him. Even though that Floyd Mayweather is not the brokage, sports agent or whatnot, but he has the backing behind Floyd Mayweather right now, bro.
He got Money May on him, bro.
If you go check out the Pivot podcast, which is Fred Taylor, Ryan Clark, and Shannon Crowder, which were all on the I Am Athlete podcast. They just had Alex Rodriguez and Floyd Mayweather on there, and they bring up AB about and Floyd Mayweather is backing AB right now. It was a great watch. It was a great watch. Titans. Shout out to the Pivot podcast, bro.
Hell yeah, David. Yeah, that'd be. I mean, I tell you what, if AJ Brown would tear his ACL or some shit, maybe so. Unless that would happen, I don't think they'd want to have two ABs. But if their primary AB gets
that's
hurt,
why I said it.
Literally two ABs.
Right, yeah, not enough room for two ABs. But if the one gets hurt, which he's had an injury history, then. Yeah, that's the thing, and that's what I'll say this. Like, I don't think he's gonna sign anywhere. But if a team does suffer a severe injury to their WR1, they might just crack.
I got a question for y'all. In Dynasty right now, is he worth a roster spot?
Oh, damn. It depends. I feel like it depends on how big the roster is. If it's one of those like big ass rosters, like 25, 30 players,
like 15 bench spots.
Yeah, I'd say yes. If it's some big ass thing, I'd rather have him than like just I don't know than like the 7-string receiver from the whoever. Like I feel like at least
Will Fuller
have a little bit of upside.
Will Fuller definitely gets signed before AB.
Fuller. Yeah, I'd rather have Will Fuller on my bench because I feel like if he signs with Green Bay or something, there's a lot of potential there. AB, your best hope would be you get like a half season out of him. You're not going to get a full season. Or you might get a full season.
So with you lucky. Saying he's worth a half season, so in one of the leagues that I commissioned, with him playing the half season in Tampa his first year, he's part of the reason that I won one of my championships.
Yeah, that half season last year. I mean, he let people down in the playoffs, but I mean, he won people some weeks at the midpoint, and in the early he had that big game in week 1 on that Thursday night against Dallas. I remember he outshined Godwin.
Oh, he killed the week 1, and he killed week 1 against Dallas.
Yeah, everyone was like, "Oh, is he going to be their number 1?" But yeah, he just
fucking killed. So look, one of my co-hosts, which happens to be my blood relative, I had a bet that AB will outscore Chris Godwin in last year's fantasy season, based on that the way that Antonio Brown went from 2020 and all the stats that he put up in 8 weeks compared to what Godwin did. AB fucking crushed Godwin, but yet AB had the mental joint going on, and I hate to say that he had mental, it was probably a little bit more pressure for him to perform.
I think it was some mental. Yeah, he's mental for sure.
He's from the hood, bro. Everybody from the hood has PTSD, man.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, I'm not trying to knock.
And I ain't gonna lie, Bogey just spoke on it right now.
Yeah. When you're from the hood, you see crazy shit, bro. And like, you think a different way. Like my girl, my girl grew up in the east side like me, but like her upbringing was way different. So what's crazy is like when I be out there, like in the wild, as I like to call it, right?
100%.
When I'm out there in the wild and like, I'm unloading the kids out the car, and we're just going to the grocery store or something. I'm looking around at everybody in this fucking parking lot, bro, because motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? You can't be caught slipping. Or like, say we pull up, and I'm like, hold on, don't open the doors yet. Let this guy leave first.
100%.
You'd be like, hey, you're fucking paranoid. And I'd be like, no, you say paranoid, I say precautious. You know what I mean? 100%. But it's definitely from PTSD because motherfuckers tried to kill me before. So like, I'm just gonna move a certain way. You know what I mean?
Hey, I'm telling you, bro. And shout out to my dog. That's my dog, man. 84, bro. That's my guy, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if he lands somewhere. It'll be interesting to see. But anyway, let's pivot to running backs now, and we're gonna kick things off with Mr. Melvin Gordon, a prominent free agent running back, still out there. I'll go ahead and kick this one off by saying that while the Ravens are an attractive spot as far as they've emerged as a suitor, I'm still thinking he ends up back in Denver. Because the next to Javonte, they need a compliment because Nathaniel Hackett, as me and Bogey have talked about before, Nathaniel Hackett, it's a two-back system. And so Javonte, bringing Melvin back is not necessarily a bad thing because if they don't bring back Melvin, guess what? They're going to draft somebody. I'd rather bring back Melvin than draft a fucking Kenneth Walker or something who could really fuck with Javonte's workload. Bring Gordon back.
Yeah, that's like having Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon again. Like,
right, I'd rather Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams than Aaron
Yeah.
Jones and A.J. Dillon if I'm an Aaron Jones owner. So, yeah, I'm thinking I think it would actually be good if he ends up back there for Javonte's sake. But what say y'all? Where y'all got him landing?
I'm real quick. I'll make mine fast. I'm with you. I actually think he's just posturing. Like, hey, I'm gonna go. Like, it is realistic that he ends up with Baltimore based on the fact that all their guys are coming off of ACL.
Right, yeah, Gus
You know what I
Bus
mean?
and J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, and even
And
Justice Hill. For
yeah,
what
even
that's
Justice
worth.
Hill, yeah, because they haven't
It was
brought
like an
back
Achilles or something. I think
Latavius or
Yeah,
Devonta
about
Freeman.
it all happened like 1 week after another, just like boom, boom, boom. They're all going down, but like the Reaper was on them. It was Final Destination. They were all supposed to be on that roller coaster, bro, but they got off for some reason, and it still happened to them. And like for Melvin Gordon, I think this is posturing. Like, hey, look, the Ravens want me. Broncos. You know what I mean?
Y'all gonna
Like,
step up?
You
Like,
better,
yeah.
you better keep
Yeah,
me
y'all
over
better
here.
make me an
'Cause
offer.
I already left. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly. And
I'm
which
with
I
you.
think they will. I think he's going to use this Ravens thing as leverage, and that's when Denver's going to be like, all right, we'll give you your bag. Probably like a 2-year, $10 million type thing.
no, not even. It'll be like a 2-year, like $8 million. You know what I mean? Like because they have Javonte, there's no leverage for Melvin Gordon there. You know
Well,
what I mean?
his Ravens offered him. Let's say the Ravens offer him the 2 years, $8 million. Denver, like, all right, we'll give you the 10.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, but also remember the Broncos with I know it's a different position, but what's his name? Came from the Cowboys, D end.
Randy
Marcus
Gregory.
Randy Gregory.
My bad.
He used
Yeah,
remember he
Lawrence
took the
resigned,
Cowboys
yeah.
deal and was like, match this, and they did that thing. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
DJ
And
Jones.
Denver's in
DJ
it to
Jones
win
got
it,
all
bruh.
his money from Denver.
DJ Jones got all the bag.
He wanted to go to Denver, bro.
Yeah, and then they paid fucking Tim Patrick.
hate Javon
and
Kinlaw.
Courtland Sutton. Big
I wanted
contract
DJ Jones. Oh,
to
I gotta
keep
say
the
this.
weapons in place.
DJ
And
Jones balled the fuck
I
out.
wanted to keep DJ Jones. I never wanted to draft. Like when we were already toying with the idea of trading away Buckner, and I was like, okay, I guess DJ Jones is the
We got
next guy.
DJ.
Then we trade him in the draft and draft Kinlaw, who everyone said was Buckner 2.0.
It ain't been on the
negative 2.0.
Ain't been on a
And
negative.
then DJ Jones balls out like
Well,
I
no.
said. And if only Shet Lynch would just pick up my phone call.
Okay, all right,
being on hold.
you're talking to a real
I told
GM
that
here. Step
motherfucker,
aside, motherfucker.
keep DJ Jones. And
100%.
then,
Oh, I feel your pain, man. Sometimes with Mickey Loomis, especially on draft night, I'm like, what the F is he doing? But a lot of times I step back.
oh, like
all
Marcus
right, all right.
Davenport? Remember Marcus
Right.
Davenport?
Yeah,
At
trade
first,
up for
like, why would
Marcus
they do that?
Instead of Lamar Jackson.
Right.
Oh
Yeah,
my
well,
God,
actually,
that
I
was
was
crazy.
glad at
Lamar
first.
Jackson
You know?
waiting in the wind.
Yeah, that's what actually fucking. Speaking of that, to go off the rails a little bit, Mike, what's his name? Mike Mayock. He was back then the NFL reporter, for NFL Network draft.
He was the NFL, the top scout for all the
top
the
scout,
rookies.
and you know what
Yep.
he said? He was like Saints trade up. He's like, this has got to mean one thing. They must really have
Quarterback.
their eye on Lamar Jackson. And I was
Oh,
like,
and they took
I-
Marcus
and they
Davenport.
took
Davenport.
Davenport. No,
I
I was
fucking
happy. I didn't
remember
want
that,
a
bro.
quarterback at that point because Drive was like Drew still
Because you
got
still had
3
Drew
years.
Brees.
We still
But
had
here-
Drew Brees. Yeah, so I didn't
here's the
want
thing,
Lamar
though.
Jackson. Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. If you got Lamar Jackson, there was already a playbook in there because they had Taysom Hill. There's already that type
was
of
before we
playbook.
didn't really
And you
know
get-
about
you get
Taysom
the
Hill.
I
at
know
that
that,
time.
but I'm
option
saying,
of
though.
bringing him in as a first round pick. So you got 2
For the
more
five.
years of Drew Brees, and then you get to preparing for.
Well, that's what. Yeah. And speaking of that, I think the reason they didn't take him was because Sean Payton he didn't really see what. But you know who they really wanted? He was Patrick Mahomes in 2017.
They did. They brought him in for a workout. They did.
They would have. Peyton said if the Chiefs wouldn't have jumped him and drafted Mahomes, the Saints would have drafted.
The Chiefs
Mahomes.
traded up, right?
Yeah, because the Chiefs traded up to 10.
They traded with the Browns.
11.
They traded with the Browns, and look at that's when the Browns just stay fucking up.
Yeah, and guess what? Who the Browns drafted at the back end of the first? Deshaun fucking Kaiser, garbage.
Fucking Notre Dame.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because check this out. That 27
the Fighting Irish
was so fascinating because guess what? Pick 10, the Chiefs trade up, get Patrick Mahomes. Saints stay put at 11, grab Marshawn Lockdown Lattimore. Then the Texans trade up to 12 and grab Deshaun Watson. Yeah. 3 all-pros drafted back to back to back.
And you know who the Niners took?
Dog.
They took Solomon
Solomon Thomas. They guess who the Bears took? Mitchell Trubisky. Well, at least y'all finessed the Bears out of the draft pick.
But we've been suffering from bad karma ever since.
Y'all fucked the Bears, bro. That was the most
bad karma,
unnecessary trade. They swap 2 and 3.
Can you insert the Jordan crying meme into this segment right here?
Right? Yeah, we need. Yeah, we need it, bro.
So look, I want to get back on track. Just
yeah.
I want to give y'all some numbers.
Yeah, Melvin Gordon, where you got him going, JD?
Yeah. So look, just to give y'all a little bit of numbers, right? 206 carries, 911 yards, 12 rushing TDs, 94 targets, and 70 receptions for Austin Eckler. Give me Melvin Gordon back to the LA Chargers to give me a real stud behind Austin Eckler.
Wow, yeah, me and Peacock on the pregame show, he had brought that up jokingly, but then we started thinking about it. I was like, that really actually makes sense.
That's really good.
And you could take him
away
from
from
Denver.
The pregame show, bro.
It's an arms race. You'd be making the division opponent weaker by taking him away from Denver, bringing him back to you. I wouldn't really like that as an Austin Eckler dynasty owner, but I mean,
by subtraction,
for real life, that would be savvy.
In an arms race, I'm an octopus. God damn it!
8 arms.
Yeah, I need all. Yeah, I need all of it. Strapped, bro. We gotta go to war in this division. It be a war, bro. That division is brutal. And guess what? I bet if they do that, I bet Denver fucks around and signs Justin Jackson. You watch.
No,
Denver's gonna bring in Justin Jackson.
I thought that was a bar when I said that. I'm like,
it was.
Definitely.
I'm armed like an octopus. I'm like, wait a second.
Okay, well, I'm gonna.
You have to bring that up in your lab session this week, Bogey.
I was gonna say I'm gonna make up some cool scenarios for Melvin Gordon, and let's just say that maybe he goes to another committee place like the Eagles, or where they like to, rest up Miles Sanders.
Rest Howard, get the F out, and they have Melvin Gordon take his place.
Howard, and I think Boston Scott is gone.
No, they brought back Boston.
I was gonna say they brought back.
Yeah, they brought him back and looked like Kenny Gainwell. But yeah, they need a big back. They need a red zone back, and Gordon's he has a nose for the end zone.
He sure does.
Touchdowns.
Gordon
it's a division kind of up for grabs. The Eagles were contending. So they have a young quarterback. It wouldn't be a bad place for him to go. Try to keep his career continuing. Or like at least take the next step instead of just fizzling out and dying. Like going someplace like the Jets and being the number 1 back and then sucking there because the line sucks or something.
And like he definitely doesn't care about a bag. He wants to chase a ring for sure. So, I mean, I think Rojo probably beat him to it, man. You know what I mean? Because Melvin Gordon probably could have went to the Chiefs. Rojo beat him there, and I think, like I said, it's kind of realistic that the Baltimore thing could be a thing. They probably just haven't settled on a good number because Baltimore is hurting, bro. Like. I think the fact that they're shopping a Melvin Gordon tells me that these guys aren't on a good pace for their recovery. Yeah.
In Baltimore, if it ain't one that's not all the way back, it's both of them.
You're right, bro. Because they're all coming off ACLs, so it could even be one guy. Like they were like J.K. Dobbins, he's on pace, he's looking good. but Gus, I don't know about him. And that could be enough to bring in Melvin Gordon, or vice versa. Like if JK is a little slower to come back and Gus is looking good, they can still bring in Melvin. Like, I mean, that's so tough when you're coming off those type of injuries. Because if I'm an agent representing Melvin Gordon, I'm like, nah, we ain't doing that. Look, we got the leverage here, bruh. You know, hold on, Mel. Hold on, Mel. Just step aside. You know what I mean? Y'all need us.
Yeah,
right?
and he's by far the best running back on the market. Somebody's gonna pay him because there's
Melvin
a lot
Gordon,
of teams that need running backs. And Melvin Gordon's still got some juice. He's been
Melvin
able to
Gordon
preserve
was,
himself.
to me, he was diet Todd Gurley.
Right, and I'm glad you brought it up, Bogey, because I was just
Yeah.
about to say, unlike Todd Gurley, who's burned himself out of the league,
Mhm.
well, not really, the arthritic knees, like Melvin Gordon has been able to preserve himself. He's been able to preserve
I mean,
himself.
Melvin Gordon too. He barely played. See, but his preservation comes from being in a timeshare, because when he was a volume guy with the Chargers, you know what I'm saying? It was his everything. All his metrics were shitty. You know, 3.5 yards.
Yeah,
a carry.
not very
He
efficient.
would
No,
Yeah,
but
right.
the volume. That's what made
Right,
him.
yeah.
That's what made him diet Todd Gurley to me. You know what I mean? Like he was the diet version of him, because he's gonna get all the same volume, but all the metrics, all the measurements of the stats are all analytics, I should say, are all a little smaller. You know what I mean? Like while you know Todd Gurley was averaging 4.8, whatever it is. You know, he was averaging 3.8. You know what I mean? So it was just one of those things. Like that's why I refused to believe he would be a thing when they drafted Javonte. I was like, haha, Melvin Gordon. And then he ended up being one of the values. Like he was the second.
Yeah.
He was in the same. He was like maybe third in the conversation after, you know, James Conner, Corduroy Pimpin, Patterson, and then Melvin Gordon.
Yeah, I mean, Melvin Gordon's efficiency last year, pulling it up, was very solid. 4.5 a carry, 918.
That's a career high. 4.5
tugs. Almost his career high was 5.1 in 2018, but he missed some games. He missed 4 games.
He missed majority of the year.
Well, not majority, but a few
games.
That was his career high for the years he played. Because the only other year he played a full 16, he only averaged 3.9. Where
and that was
his efficiency was better.
Hold on, what year was that? Because I know his
2017.
that was his rookie.
He had more yards, but he had more carries. So and he had the same amount of tugs. The only thing that was down was the reception.
Because he had 0 tugs as a rook.
Could get a bunch of receptions. Yeah, that was amazing as a rook. 0 tugs. He had a rough rookie year. His rookie year,
2016,
he was a garbage can.
No,
2016, his efficiency wasn't all that great, but he shook back. He had 12 tugs total and almost a thou wow, well over a thou wow from scrimmage. So outside of his rookie year, he's been very
but
rock
he got
solid.
hurt that year too. His 2016.
Right? Yeah, he missed games.
Yeah, because remember Kenneth Farrow. Like he came in like week 14. That's throwback, bro.
Arrow. I don't remember that one.
Well, he never became a thing, but he was the guy like the handcuff to have if anything happened to Melvin Gordon. You know what I mean? That year.
Damn, that was the guy.
That 2016 year, yeah. Because 2017,
that's it. And it was San Diego Chargers.
Yeah, because 2017 comes around.
Yeah, Kenneth Farrow. What?
Yeah.
Fuck?
You know who was the rookie?
Danny Woodhead.
Yeah, because he
got hurt. He got hurt.
And Woodhead balled the fuck out.
Yeah,
Woodhead was a ball.
Woodhead balled the
Danny
fuck
Woodhead. He
out,
was in the Pace League.
Yeah, he was. And you know what? You know what's crazy in the Pace League? I mean, not the Pace League with Danny Woodhead too, is because he was the asshole in that 2016 year that brought on the wearing the short shorts in OTAs and training camp. And like I remember
the 1960 Boston Celtics shorts.
He made that a thing and would send it to, he's a veteran, so he would send it to everybody on the team. Like, yeah, everybody, this is what we're wearing, bro. And then they were one of those teams. Everybody's out there in the short shorts. But so check us out. When Melvin Gordon's injury history was so prevalent, guess what happens here? Kenneth Murray, not Kenneth Murray, Kenneth Farrell, he ain't shit. So what
Yeah,
do they
he was
do?
terrible.
They draft Austin Eckler the next year.
Right. Yeah, and then he
That's
ends
when
up
they bring in
their
Anthony
future
Lynn.
stud. Yeah.
They bring in Anthony Lynn as the head coach, and Anthony Lynn, he wherever he's at, the running backs are the shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? And bruh, I'm telling you that when they Melvin Gordon was the thing, and then also on top of that, Austin Eckler was the guy to have as the backup, as the handcuff.
Right, yeah, because the PPR, the cheap PPR points, and that adds up.
Because Phillip Rivers with the shock put throwing motion, right? He's
that
only
was
going
that
short.
was amazing for Eckler. But I'm gonna go off the rails there a little bit. Y'all want to shout out Nola. Pelly Pels win, baby. Let's fucking go. We're moving on to the next play, and if we can win that one, we'll make the actual NBA play.
And the Lake Show is not in it.
Right? Yeah, because of the Pels. The Pels own the Lake Show.
Oh shit! I totally missed the Spurs game.
Yeah, the Spurs with the Pels knocked the Spurs out 113-103 final. Pels take the dub. Shout out to the Pels. Yes, sir.
Hey, they don't even have what's his name back yet, do they?
No, they
Zion.
did it without Zion.
Yeah.
It's amazing, man. They just do it as a team. The difference is CJ McCollum, the boy they got from Portland.
Yeah.
He's been
I was
the
about
difference.
to say McCollum changes everything, bro. And like
32 points tonight, bro.
You remember the Knicks in 2020? That's the kind of vibe I get from the Pels right now. Remember the Knicks were just playing this as a team, playing good D too. Like
when they brought in D Rose, they were doing. They went to shit this year, but they were pretty solid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yes sir. Yeah,
fuck the Lakers, by the way, too.
Right? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they can.
I hate them.
We get the Clippers next. That'll be an interesting matchup. Pels Clippers to get into the 8th seed.
Yeah.
Got to go to
I'll be
LA,
right back.
but I'll take it. All right, all good. And we will. Next up here, we got Sony Michel, our next running back on the docket. Now we address MG. Sony's a guy that had a pretty strong run with the Rams last year, filling in for Cam Akers and Darrell Henderson when they were both down and out. So I'm kind of thinking he ends up elsewhere because with both of them back healthy, there's only so much to go around there in LA as far as carries. Where do y'all think Sony goes? If you got any ideas, Peacock, for
this one
early down guy like him?
Yeah, this one I linked back to the Texans and said, let's go super committee with Marlon Mack, Rex Burkhead, and Sony Michel and reunite at least those two guys under Nick Caserio in the old Patriot ways. And then you bring in a guy.
Interesting. Yeah, but they brought in the return of the Mac. Yeah, that kind of squashed that.
Yeah, but other than that, I was thinking, oh geez. Hold on, give me a sec.
All good. JD, you got any thoughts?
Yeah, send Sony to Buffalo. And I think
I was about to say that.
I think Bogey brought this up the last time we was all together. You know what I mean? And that allows Buffalo not to go ahead and grab a Breece Hall in this year's draft and then put a little bit of competition with Devin Singletary and Zach Moss, who can't stay healthy. And you can go
okay.
Maybe on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I mean? Yeah, him and Singletary could be pretty good compliments because Zach Moss so far he ain't it, man. Singletary had to do it all because Moss was just a plotter, bro. He was so inefficient.
He did go like straight to plotter though, huh?
Yeah, he really did, man. Yeah. Singletary took over down the stretch, which might make it to where they might be like, all right, Singletary, you're the guy. We'll stick with you. But I could see him maybe wanting to bring in Sony. But
I ain't gonna lie, the way Singletary's usage to end the year, the 6 weeks, he was averaging like 18 totes a game. I really like that. That makes me have some hope for Saquon. Like Saquon could be the Joe Mixon of this year, the 3rd round running back in like a single QB redraft, or even just like a running back that you're getting outside of the first 2 rounds that could have a bounce back. Because if Dable brings that over to New York, you know what I mean? Because they were one of the more passing offenses. Like, they were like around like 58% passing versus like 42% rushing. You know what I mean? Like not 40%, 52%. It's a lot though. You know what I mean?
I got it.
Yep.
Sony to the Chargers.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be a good
Ooh.
compliment to Eckler, big back
Facts.
Sony.
I ain't mad at
Yeah.
that, bro.
Yeah, Sony's gonna get
He's
picked
already in
up
LA.
here. Sony will get picked
Already
up.
in LA.
I mean,
He ain't got to go nowhere.
yeah, he's gonna get picked up somewhere. 'Cause there's a lot of teams out there that could use a big back. I mean, I'm thinking at Philly, Philly could maybe pick him up, like we were saying about Gordon. They need a bigger back. And I feel like Sony would be a nice little upgrade over a plotter like Jordan Howard, because Sony's still got more juice left, I feel like.
Yeah.
I like Guccini. Was that you that said the Buffalo thing?
Yeah, Guccini had said
Yeah, I
Buffalo.
like that a lot.
Yeah, I like that version. Yeah, I like.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this. I feel like we're gonna have to chop some clips when this is all. Once these guys sign, I feel like we're gonna hit on most of these. Between the four of us, we'll have nailed down the majority of these destinations.
I like Sony Michel too. Also to I know they have Alexander Madison there, but I could see that because Kevin O'Connell, is coming over from
and the Dalvin Cook injury history.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And you still need more than one guy, if anything.
Yeah,
so
they drafted a boy though, that Kenny guy or something. He's not Sony, but he's a guy they drafted. Yeah.
Well, who's this one over there? In
he does. Actually, you know what? Hey, I could see him bringing in another back because the Kenny guy does special teams. They want him for special teams.
Yeah, I was gonna say because
Kenny Kane Ngagwu. I'm probably butchering his name. It's something with an NWANGWU.
Hey, that's sick. He got NWA in his name, even.
Yeah, it's his first three letters of his last name are NWA. Yeah,
that's hard.
Hell yeah, bro.
That's hard, bro.
Right? Yeah, he's gonna be like, man, fuck Sony, man. I can do it all. I'll do special teams and be the third string running back. Fuck it, I got you.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Here's the thing about existing guys when you bring in a new regime. That new regime don't give a fuck about those guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right, the O'Connell regime. Yeah, well, he might be. This is our special teams guy. We're bringing in Sony, but I feel like with Cook and Madison, I feel like that's enough. Like, as long as both and one of them's healthy, they're going both be.
Yeah, because Madison is still on the books, right? But he's still on his rookie contract.
Yeah, he's still on his rookie deal. Yeah, they might have to extend
rookie in 2019.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, the Eagles and maybe. I'm trying to think of another one, before we move on. Maybe we went over a lot of the logical fits.
Oh, right here, bro.
But
behind Derrick Henry, man.
Yeah, behind the King Henry. Yeah, they brought back fucking Dontrell Hilliard. But they let Dante Foreman. Yeah, they let Dante Foreman go.
Foreman was like a guy that was more like.
Yeah, they could use some King Henry insurance. Oh, I got one for y'all. Let's just say the Ravens miss out on Melvin Gordon.
Oh,
he could go to the Ravens.
That's a good one.
He could go to the Ravens.
Good one.
For sure.
That could be their backup plan to MG3. Because they want Melvin. They might pivot to Sony.
Sony Michel's calling my name in the 22nd round of a dynasty startup. Let's go.
Right. Yeah, I feel like his market could be pretty solid. But you know what? There's actually another name that's pretty solid that's out there, and that's double barrel Daryl Williams.
Oh,
he's still floating out
there. I hate Rojo. Why they do that?
Double barrel Daryl. Where is he gonna go? And I tell y'all what, where could be a good spot for double barrel Daryl? The Arizona Cardinals. Compliment James Conner, fill the Chase Edmonds role. I could very well see that. I feel like he'd fit like a glove over there. What say y'all?
That's a good one.
That is a really good one. And what's funny is like when it comes to double barrel Daryl, I feel like if he goes on his little tour and ain't nobody get him, he goes right back to the Chiefs, right? But
I'm saying McKinnon's still floating too. They'll probably bring one of them boys back. I'm thinking they bring McKinnon back, but
you got to understand though.
They should bring both.
Daryl Williams did what he did. He finished as the 20th RB in a PPR.
Yeah,
format.
because he was always
I won a
available.
Super Bowl with him.
He played
That's-
all 17
That's
games.
fucking big, bro.
Yes,
For
a
him
lot
not
of
to
times the
be
best
signed right
ability
now.
is availability. He played
I'm
all the
telling-
games.
send him to the
all
New York Jets.
17
He's got to be better than
games.
Michael Carter.
I don't understand why the Chiefs didn't
47
bring his ass
catches, bro.
back,
I
bro.
like Michael Carter.
47
Because
catches.
don't do that.
And I got 1 point to top on this though. RBs don't get paid.
Yeah.
So how the Chiefs not gonna bring the 20th art and you drafted CEH in round 1 and this guy out
And they're
Bringing
both from LSU.
bringing Rojo, yeah.
They drafted another LSU running back and then
It
Darrell Rose
doesn't
is
make
like,
Yeah, they
sense.
let
"Time for
double barrel
LSU."
Darrell go. Yeah, they already let Damian go. Yeah, well, that's why I think double barrel ends up in Arizona because he had a kind of similar deal with like Chase Edmonds was a guy that could catch passes and stuff. Like
Yeah.
I think he'll fit that Chase Edmonds role perfectly.
Hey man, shout out to Double Barrel Darrell, man. I won 2 different Super Bowls with him. I feel really good about it.
Okay, fine. Darrell Williams to the Broncos to back up Javonte Williams.
There it is.
There it is. There
There
it is.
it
If
is.
Melvin goes, there it is. Yes. If
There
Melvin's
it is,
going,
bro.
that
Oh
could be
my
a thing
God.
like division, tit
Yeah,
for tat
it's
in
an
the
arms
division.
race.
Yeah, it's a fucking arms race.
That's
yes.
a fucking good one, Peacock.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, this is great, man. Where these running backs go, that's gonna give him a ding because that could very well happen. Hell yeah.
I don't have a digital ding like
Yeah, I
that.
was saying
so I
we've
gotta
been
run
on
one.
a roll tonight. I love where this is going because like
That's
we haven't
really good. Double barrel
had too
Darrell.
many buzzers. It's been a whole lot of dings. I feel like all these scenarios we're throwing out are
That's really
possible.
good to the Broncos because that's how you combat a Melvin Gordon trying to posture like, listen, the Ravens finna ban me, and then if not, I'll just go for the low hanging fruit now and recycle like in true Tarantino fashion. I'm gonna recycle everyone else's shit and say double barrel Darrell to the Ravens if not. You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah, because it's like kind of like the trickle
Because
down.
of all the same reasons we just said. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he would fit there too. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna. Yeah.
He
I
could
mean,
pass pro too. That's where like he knows like his agent's like, look, man, if you could pass pro, we're gonna get you somewhere. You know what I mean? Because he's like 20, he's a 26-year-old back too. So you know what I mean? He was that 28, he was a rookie in 2018, but
yeah,
he got
he's only
overshadowed by
26.
Jamie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see
How do
that's
you-
that's the cusp though. That's the over the hill age that a lot of his
Yeah. Shout out to Double Barrel. He's a Louisiana boy. Went to Johnny.
Yeah.
School.
He's
Yep.
not only local, but he also went to LSU. That's what I was saying earlier.
Yes, he's from the boot. Yeah, he's a boot.
Yeah.
boy. Yep.
That's what I'm
Yep.
saying. I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire, you know what I'm saying? He was like, man, he's hella jelly on this kid because
That's
like,
what I'm saying, B. Yeah, because CEH could never really establish himself as a true
no,
workhorse,
and
so
Double
they
Barrel
kept-
Darrell was there.
Yeah, Double Barrel is still there. Yep.
He was there before him even. Like,
Exactly. Yeah. And CEH, I mean, if CEH don't do it this year, then I'm like, this is just make or break season.
He's
for
not
CEH.
doing. They gave him every opportunity to do it, and he hasn't done it, bro.
Right. Yeah. They
He
thought
catch
they
the ball.
thought he was gonna be their new Kareem Hunt, and he's yet to like really take the
Ah.
bull by the horns. Like
you know what
Kareem
makes
Hunt
me mad
did.
is like Peacock knows this, and Guccini too, man, because Guccini was kind of with me on this, and I might have even been with him in this sense. We were really big on Clyde, and I remember actually this goes back to like the early Hard to Start podcast that I actually tuned into.
Bring it
I
up,
remember-
bro.
You were like, man, chances make champions, bruh. And you were like,
100%.
this is what they do. They go and get a guy like this in the first round, and I was fucking with you, bro.
Bro,
was
I
like,
took that
I fuck
motherfucker
with you.
4th overall, bro.
Ugh. I took him 9th overall. That was the
I
highest.
took him 4th
And that fucking I lost in that
overall,
league.
bro.
They gave him all the volume and the
All
shot.
the volume, and he ain't produced not a motherfucking
Hey, remember week
thing,
one,
bro.
too? Week one said it all. Week 1, 2020 against the Texans. You had Deshaun and Mahomes fresh off of getting paid. They both those guys' birthdays were in the same week, too. So it was kind of awesome that they're like, here they are, prime time to open the year. They're playing against each other. And then it was really the Clyde show, though, because everyone was waiting in fantasy to see what's Clyde going to do. And he broke off a bunch of big runs. He had like 130 or 40 on the ground. He had 0 catches. He had a couple targets that were kind of bad where you can be like, oh, that was kind of Patrick Mahomes' fault. But then at the same time, what stuck out to me was when they would get on the goal line, and then they're like, and then I remember it was J.J. Watt. He had plugged it. They destroyed him, and they were like, "Don't put him on the goal line no more." You know what I mean? That was it.
Yeah, I remember that. I was getting drunk at a bar.
He got destroyed. He tried to like sneak in like a gap, like a B gap or something.
I don't know where.
JJ Watt plugged his ass. He saw it coming. Just destroyed him, and it was like, yeah, don't put our first round guy in there no more. And look at that draft pick is always going to be funny to me because the story goes that they asked Mahomes, "What do you want here?" He said, and in his Kermit voice, he said, "Get me Clyde Edwards-Helaire, aka the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air." They get him when you had Jonathan Taylor there.
No, man.
You know what I mean? And now, mind you, Jonathan Taylor, this isn't even in hindsight talking. Jonathan Taylor was the baddest motherfucker, and everyone knew it.
Yeah.
And
I was talking about that they took CEH over JT.
Yeah. Even
Yeah,
J.K. Dobbins, I had a problem with that too.
Yeah, DeAndre Swift.
But I love the fuck out of any Chiefs running back. So I was like, I'm finna have him, whoever it is, bro.
Yeah, I was hyped about
having to be
CEH. I
quiet.
thought it was gonna work out really well because I thought it was like Andy Reid handpicked this motherfucker. Like he must really see something in him. But it's just, I mean, as I still think CEH has some potential, but it's like Jonathan Taylor. I was like, that would have just been unfair. At that point, the Chiefs could have literally hacked.
You want to know what the knock on
league
Taylor
if they would
was?
have done that.
The knock on Taylor was that he got extreme workloads and he had mileage coming out. That was all it was. That's
Stupid because with the Chiefs, he wouldn't have needed to log a lot of mileage.
No.
Hell, I mean, he would have.
They were a passing team.
That's what I was saying. That would have been a great, like, God damn that. I'm glad that didn't happen. The AFCs better be thinking they're lucky stars that didn't happen because holy shit, if you had JT on the Chiefs, it's over, bro. Chiefs to the Super Bowl. Like it's not
I
even
thought it was
close.
over. And then they took CEH, and I was like, ah, ha, ha.
I mean, yeah, it's like I'm not trying to hate on CH, but compared to JT, CH ain't shit. I mean, JT's the top runner in the game
He's
right
the
now.
1.01 right now, bro.
Exactly.
That's all you gotta say.
He's that dude, bro. He's just running people over.
Hey, Guccini in the startup dynasty last year, Superflex, everybody's quarterback. It gets to Guccini, he's a JT, the bigger figure. You know,
And you know who I followed it up with?
with Lance.
With Lance.
And you were setting up for the
Peacock is in the
future.
same fucking
And you
league.
still competed last year too with the team that you built, which was awesome. Because me on the other end, I built a shitty team and I finished like 7th or something. So I was like, and I'm mad. I was like, how did I have a shitty team and be middle? I'm the Cowboys. I'm like, now I have a bad pick,
bro.
Okay, yeah, that's all you to do it. But yeah, let's before we get up out of here, let's address another kind of elephant in the room that's still floating out there, and that's freaking Gronk, man. What the hell's going on with Gronk? Is he playing? Is he not? Like, what's his deal, man? Is he just playing with us, or is he gonna end up just going back to brother Tom?
I'll be right back. I'll be last on this one.
Okay.
All right.
I'll jump out the window on this one. Gronk is a party dude. Why go to work if you don't have to? So if if I could choose to be off for 4 or 5 months and go to work in September, let me kick back for the whole motherfucking springtime in Florida.
Right, yeah, because if he comes back right now, Brady's gonna be wanting him to work, and he's probably thinking, like, "Fuck that, bro."
I'll be back and I'll be in game shape form.
Right, he's just teasing Tom right now, I think, because he probably gets sick of Tom's like work ethic bullshit. Like you said, he's a partier. He's a partier. Brady's not a partier. You know, Brady's just he's a nerd, really. Like, as far as like it's the constantly worried about football. Or Gronk's like, I rock with you. I like football, but like in the off season, that's my time. I'm trying to turn up and do these boat parties and bullshit.
Gronk's also like, I don't need a playbook. He's like, I'm just gonna run and you throw it to me and I catch it. And Gronk
Yeah,
smashed,
exactly.
you know?
Brady's probably hitting him. Well, you need to do this, and that. And Gronk's like, man, just throw it up to me. I got you, dog. Like, fuck all that. Like, I got you. It's simple. Yeah,
I
so
mean,
that's why. Yeah, I think that's how it's gonna go down. You know, he's gonna hold out a little bit, play with us here, but we all know at the end of the day, him and Brady are tight because they know that together they're a lethal duo to where that's a Super Bowl waiting to happen. I hope it doesn't happen because I freaking can't stand the Bucks. You know, being in my division and Brady just it's disgusting. But I mean, it's just a harsh reality. I mean, Gronk and Brady, that's just it just goes together. It's like PB and J, bro. It's gonna go. It's gonna happen. Like he's gonna stay playing. He's gonna keep doing this shit. He's gonna take the off season off, like Guccini says, have his fun in the spring, maybe even into the summer a little bit. But as long as Papa Tom keeps playing, Gronk's gonna be right alongside him.
as long as avocados exist.
Yes. Yeah, because Gronk does his. I bet Gronk shows up kind of like a little out of shape, bulky, kind of, man, has had all the beer, looking a little bloated. And Tom's like, all right. Avocado detox. We're going to detox you, and you'll be back to play in shape in less than 2 weeks. And then Gronk's back ripped with a 6-pack.
Yeah, the first game he's going to put up like 10 fantasy points, and then everybody's going to be like, nah. And then like he'll blow up again, like, right after that. After 1 week.
Yeah. There's nothing to worry about there. Yeah, it's just kind of strange, the whole thing, because for a while Gronk was saying like, oh yeah, whenever Brady retired, he was flirting with the idea of going play with Joe Burrow. That was kind of interesting. Or maybe
Buffalo,
going back
even
to his
Buffalo
hometown Buffalo. Yeah, his hometown Buffalo Bills he was talking about going to, but they signed the O.J. Howard, and then the Bungles signed Hayden Hurst, so those are both out the window.
Hey, isn't Gronk from Buffalo? Gronk is from Buffalo.
Yeah, that's to say his hometown Bills. He was interested in that, but then they got O.J. Howard, so that's out the window. And the Bengals, he was interested in going play with Joe Burrow, but they signed Hayden Hurst, which, by the way, Hayden Hurst, I think, could really be a nice sleeper pick because outside of their big three, the Bengals don't have anything outside of Chase Higgins and Boyd.
And we seen what Uzama did.
Yeah, Uzama was pretty solid.
Uzama had some big games. It wasn't a lot of big games, but it was a few big games that Uzama had last year.
Hey, it was
and Hurst is going to play that role and might even be a better version.
You gotta understand, Hurst was a first-round pick.
From Baltimore. Yeah, the only reason they didn't do more is because of Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews outdid him. If it wasn't for that, Hurst would have been special.
Yeah, Mark Andrews was like a 3rd-round pick. And
outshined him.
You know what's crazy, too, is that was Ozzie Newsom's swan song draft.
Yep, right? And he picked a pair of stud tight ends.
Because he was a tight end, right? Am I remembering?
Right, what a fitting Indy, man.
Yeah,
Mark
so he knows
fucking all pro.
He knows tight ends like a motherfucker. Yep. And then so he grabs Hayden Hurst Helmsley with the first pick. Then they trade back in.
Drilling him like, why
they
would they
trade back in to get. See, look at this. They probably could have waited for that year. Everyone was thinking Lamar Jackson's finna be a receiver, right? That's what they were saying. Like, oh, he should be a receiver, blah, blah, blah. That was the whole
Joe Flacco.
So check this out.
Yeah.
Like they probably could have got Lamar in the 2nd round, but they were like, if we trade back in here, it'll make sure we get him. And we trade back into number 30 or 32, I think it was that.
We can get him and Hayden Hurst. Yeah, that was that same draft, I'm pretty sure. They got him
I'm saying they grab Hayden Hurst, then they trade back in and get Lamar Jackson so they can have him with the 5th-year option, right? And then they go ahead and grab Mark Andrews later on still. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And then Andrews ends up outperforming him. And then they traded Hurst to the goddamn Falcons and got I think a midday pick in return. So the Ravens are going to be back this year, bro. I think they make the playoffs.
They were Falcons back Kyle Pitts and traded Hurst away. Like Hurst's just all over the place.
Dude, check this out.
Hurst is slept, man. Yeah, I think Hurst is gonna have a nice year this year. I think he goes for like 600-700 for a 6 or 7 tugs type thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think Burrow is always gonna threaten anywhere from 45 to even 47 thou wow through the air. So
and probably about 35 to 40 tugs. And I think
you want to know what's awesome?
Be able to bring in at least 6 of those bad boys, maybe up to 8.
Who do you think led the league in pass attempts last year?
Herbert or Brady, probably one of them.
But yeah, it was Herbert. But Brady led the league in yards, right?
Yeah,
So
I
now
think
check this
yeah,
out.
those are the highest volume.
Look at what did Joe Burrow do?
He was more efficient.
Yeah, he was super
He led the league in
efficient.
completion percentage.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure.
Bro, it was insane, like 70%.
Yeah, it was like
70
Drew
plus.
Brees like type shit.
Yeah.
Like it was wild.
And like he put up dummy numbers and
Yep, that's what Drew Brees would do. He was super efficient with
Yeah,
the percentages and would
so
put up
I
dummy
think-
yards on top of it.
Yeah, and the only reason it had to be efficient is because he didn't have to do as much because the defense held their part. That's why Drew Brees was such a 5,000-yard passer, because the defense wasn't holding their end, right?
Yeah.
So with that said, like if the defense falters at all, don't be surprised if Joe Burrow with that trio of receivers and add in Hayden Hurst Helmsley and add in the bolstered offensive line with the threat of a good run game, all that shit, like he could be a 5,000-yard passer. Like Dak Prescott was almost there a couple years ago. Why can't someone like Joe Burrow? Because and even if not, he's better Russell Wilson. He's like baby Aaron Rodgers, because Russell Wilson, for the record, one of the most efficient guys, because he's never topped more than like 558 pass attempts in a year. And you know when that came? In 2020, when there was like the Russ Cook, let Russ Cook thing.
Yeah, like
became a
Russ
thing.
Cook, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was like 558 pass attempts. You know what I'm saying? Last year, I think Russ was like on pace for like 550. So like even then in 2020, so I'm just saying, like, and I think Joe Burrow, hold on, let me see. Joe Burrow pass attempts.
Yeah, well,
520 pass attempts last year.
yeah, that's a lot. Yeah,
That's not a
40,
lot.
4,600. Well, yeah, I don't know, compared to
No, that is
like
not a
Herbert.
lot.
right.
That's
compared
like
to
Ryan
Herbert.
Tannehill. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, yeah, the game's changed.
Ryan
yeah.
Tannehill
Let's
don't
see.
even there's not 1 year Ryan Tannehill.
Well, yeah,
He's never went over 500
Yeah,
pass
yeah.
attempts.
Damn, yeah.
That's
Excuse
fucking
me. Yeah,
dumb
yeah.
and
So yeah,
efficient.
Tannehill threw more attempts than Burrow last year.
Yeah, but I'm saying no, that was a career high for Tannehill.
Exactly.
Tannehill
Yeah,
before
yeah. I was about to
that?
say, yeah, because I had a little brain fart there on my bad. Yeah, because
Yeah,
I was
like
thinking, I used to
47
think over 500 was a lot.
No,
But yeah,
like
today's
600
NFL
is like 620 is
Yeah,
like
it's 600 nowadays.
Yeah, like
Yeah, Herbert
620.
was 672.
yeah, and that's super high because that's 17 games there, right?
Yeah, oh
'Cause,
yeah,
like-
17 games too. Yeah,
Yeah,
well, it
because
just
Matt
goes to show-
Ryan-
Well, yeah, it goes back to my original point about Burrow being efficient. You know, with the 70 completion
That's
percentage.
better than Russell Wilson's like heydays. You know what I mean? Like, and this is only the beginning of a Burrow.
Yeah, this is only
And-
the beginning of Burrow. You could make.
and
a
I'm gonna
case-
claim it. It's Sagittarius.
You could make a case that in dynasty startups, you could make a case for Burrow to be the 101. You really could. You would not
Yeah,
be
man.
crazy to take Burrow over. Like I would take the Stallion first because of the rushing, but if you wanted, you could make the argument that the Stallion's riskier because of his. Stallions are wild. Stallions are wild, and
Yeah,
Allen
bro.
fits that mold. He's a wild stallion, and if he gets
What did the
hurt,
Stallion just have?
fucking Burrow might be the actual 101.
Here's the thing with
You want
Burrow.
ride stallions? Generals.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
If you can tame them, yeah, you can ride. But if you don't tame, you end up fucking
Generals
around and
really
off
did ride
that
stallions,
bitch.
I don't know.
That bitch will knock you the hell off. Yeah, that's what I say. You invest all your draft capital in the Allen the Stallion, and he gets hurt on you, then you're up a creek
Grr.
battle. Like, yeah, bro.
I got
That's
a lot of
those
Allen.
Joey
I got a
B's,
lot of
like-
Allen.
Well, yeah, I'm taking the chance, man. I view myself as a fantasy football general, so I'm going to try to ride that wild stallion and hope it works out.
You know, here's one more thing that I do want to say about Burrow, because I know he's not really the topic right here. But one thing I want to say about
Yeah,
Burrow
I
is
think
like,
we all gave our Gronk take. Or did
Yeah.
you give your Gronk take? I mean,
Yeah,
it's pretty much Buck to retire, man.
he's
I
going
mean,
to pro
I'm
wrestling.
thinking-
Gronk's going to wrestling.
but he's gonna join Pat
Yeah.
McAfee,
Perfect.
They're going to be a tag team champions, like, you know what I'm saying?
McAfee
Him-
was
and then they're gonna bring out Aaron Rodgers.
McAfee was
as their
dope.
special
Oh,
as their surprise guest. And he's just gonna just sit there and just do his
I
like
think-
Hindu shit, and they're gonna all be like, "Wow."
Letting go to OJ Howard is a real thing. You know what I mean? Like letting go to OJ Howard is a real thing. So I
Yeah,
think,
yeah,
like, you know,
They know
probably where
Gronk's
Gronk
coming
comes
back. Yeah, like
Yeah.
Guccini had brought up when you had to leave for a little while, Bogart. He brought up like that Gronk. He wants to have his fun right now in the spring. He's a partier, so he don't want to fuck with Brady's nerd ass watching film.
Yeah, like, all right, Gronk, let's go.
You
He
gotta
calls
understand,
Gronk at 5:30 in the morning. Gronk, you awake?
Gronk
It's
went to
avocado
Arizona
tea
State
time.
Fuck
University.
you, bro. I'm chilling.
Arizona State University is one of the most partiest schools in America, bro.
Yeah, it is.
Fuck, man. Yeah,
Hey,
he's turning up, bro.
And he got three brothers that was or two brothers that was in the NFL as well, too, though, right? I know one of them was a fullback.
Yeah, well, yeah, right, yeah.
Makes
Chris
sense.
Gronkowski was that?
Makes
Yeah, it's
total
kind of like
sense.
the Watt brothers. Yeah.
He ain't married. You know what I mean? Look, that motherfucker. I'm the best. And look, I got one more thing. Shannon Sharp gave it up to Gronkowski as the best tight end in pro football history.
Because he got 4 of them. How many rings does Gronk have?
For Shannon Sharp to give it up to Gronk as the best tight end, that motherfucker don't got to do nothing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
My
Yeah,
name is
he
in the
could
book.
retire right now and make a case to be the GOAT of tight ends. At this
My
point,
name
it's
is
just
in the books,
it's
bro.
lanyap, as we say down south. It's lanyap extra. Like he's done enough.
And I got one more stat for you. So if you go to look at
Line up, I like that.
if you go to look
yeah,
at
that's a
Marvin
lanyap,
Harrison and Peyton Manning, if you go to look at Steve Young and Jerry Rice, I can't think of nobody else besides Gronk and Tom Brady. But those three combinations are at the top from quarterback to receiver in tight end in touchdown history.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
These combinations, it sets the bar right now. You can't tell me nobody other than three that's higher than that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And like,
bro.
100%, as you like to say.
Oh, look at my dog.
I got you, bro.
Let's get it, bro.
Woo.
yes. Oh man. And
Yep.
and then real quick, just to put a bow on my Joe Burrow thought, going back to that.
Yeah. Let's put a bow on this thing real quick. Yeah.
I'm
put
gonna
a bow
say
on it,
this.
Then we go have our closing.
Yeah.
Our
I'm gonna say
closing
this.
rants. If y'all want to rant about anything, we got the rants.
Efficiency is the hardest thing to replicate from year to year. And only guys like Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers were in their career. Like, look at Aaron Rodgers. He had one of the most efficient seasons of his year, and it was an MVP year again, right? He ain't up there crazy in pass attempts. He's just killing shit. And then you have Burrow, 520 some pass attempts and 4,600 yards. That's crazy, bro. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you know what though? You know what's the three? Guccini, what's the common denominator between those three guys?
I ain't gonna lie, big bro.
Sagittarius, bro.
Foggy and the Zodiacs.
We
I'm
break
telling you,
the mold.
Zodiac scot free.
Let's
We
get
break the mold.
Let's get it,
When
bro.
efficiency can't be replicated, the only guys who do it are Sagittarius, bro.
100%. Hey, forgive me about that, bro. But
Don't worry.
I'm in one of the league chats right now, and they calling me out. So I gotta defend myself right now, bro. They on some
talk that
bullshit right
shit,
now.
bro. Don't let
In
them
one
talk
of the
back to
dynasty
you,
chats. I've been on their ass for like the last.
All right,
yeah.
rant. Yeah, you want to rant about it? I say we do our rant.
Oh,
segment before we
let us
close
know.
out.
Yeah.
You want to kick it off, JD?
Yeah, no. So I got one
JD,
guy.
let's go.
Shout out to my dog Zach. He done traded away his whole team for the 2023 draft, and then shout out to my cousin, fucking
Kev.
I don't even want to say that nigga name. Forgive my language. I don't even want to say the boy name. But he
Shout out to my
doing
man
something
Kev,
right
bro.
now.
Yeah, shout out to
So,
Kev. Man, we need
Kev
Kev
got
back
his
on the
pom
show.
poms on for the boy Zach, and I'm on both of their helmets right now on top of somebody else. So this shit been going on since about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, bro. So my bad, y'all.
No apologies needed, because this is that fire and brimstone we bring to the dynasty landscape, bro.
Oh, it's dynasty, man.
I gotta start
y'all
shaking
best
up the
believe-
dynasty. The dynasty.
Yeah, we're gonna
league. I
start.
gotta
Y'all stay
shaking that
tuned for
up.
the Guru Nation Dynasty League. That shit's gonna be.
Man,
litty.
send me an invite to that.
I will. I will.
Get in
I
there.
haven't
Hey,
started.
Peacock gotta get
fighting.
in that joint too.
Yeah, Peacock's in. Yeah, Peacock's in.
Send
Yeah.
me an invite if you got a. If you
Oh
got
yeah,
an
I got.
opening, bro.
All y'all have spots. I got y'all spots locked
On
in.
my mama, bro.
Oh, I got y'all. I got
I'm
y'all. for
addicted.
That's
sure.
my
love
closing
this.
remarks, bro. And my last few words. I appreciate you, Spencer, and all to the rest of the Guru Nation. Thank you for having me, bro. I had a hell of a time, bro.
Oh,
You know,
well,
I
it's a great
called
episode,
Bogey
bro.
right before I got on. I'm like, bro, since we wasn't going on tonight, I extended my little work hours, but look, I could pull up. Woo, woo.
Right,
Man,
right. It
hey,
worked out. Yeah,
oh-
we're running a little behind, and then you're right there for the start.
Hey, on
The
the city
universe.
streets, I was doing like 55, 60, so I could pull up and not miss too
Hell
many
yeah.
minutes of the whole live show, bro. On my
Oh,
mama,
what?
bro. Thank you
Yes,
for
sir.
having me, bro.
Oh yeah, anytime, JD.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Peacock Bogey. Who wants to rant next before we close out?
I was gonna say I can go. I don't necessarily have any.
Or just not necessarily a rant, just your closing thoughts, whatever you want to approach it.
I'll go last because I got a little rant.
Yeah. What you got, Peacock?
All right. Well, like nothing necessarily within the football world. I would say maybe like to all those people like on Twitter who still like tag players and they get pissed off at them or they say things or stuff like even in light of the whole like Adam Schefter thing that happened this last week where like these people are people, so let's just always remember that. And also those other
100%,
people
yep.
on the social medias who think that they know it all and they like laugh at other people's takes or they start arguing with people on Twitter. It's like, what for? Like once the thing happens or the season's over or your take is exposed, like I hope all those people screenshotted that stuff and call you out for it because that's what you get.
I like that.
Right. I'm with you on
That's
that.
what Gumbo's gonna be all about.
Well, exactly. I mean, no, you wanted to go last, right, Bogey?
Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, because I
wanna go
want to piggyback off of that because remember, Bogey, last night I sent you that text, man. I had that epiphany. I had an epiphany last night about, man, I just started doing some thinking and I remember back when I was in a kind of a dark place back in my high school days, and I used to always be tripping over bullshit because I used to always kind of have the need to, I always felt like I wanted to be liked. Like I've never felt like I fit in. So I would in a way compromise myself to kind of fit in, but I never truly could though, like because I felt like I was selling my soul. Like I couldn't do that. I was like, man, I just gotta be me. So I started, and I've always fucked with this fantasy shit, football, like just, it's always been my shit to where like this is my calling, bro. Like, this is like real life. I can see myself doing this, but not everyone does it. Everyone's into like, worrying about chasing hoes and all that, where I was just like, man, there's something bigger than that, man. It's like, there's like so much cool shit out there. So I stuck to that. And I realized instead of feeling the need to fit in or to be liked, like try to find a quest for peace. I feel like now that I've gotten older, I'm on a quest for peace. And what brings me peace of mind is this right here, chopping it up with the fellas about football and shit. And I told Bogey, like, we talk about I've told him about the attempts to try to find a lady and all that. So I was like, I'll find the right lady, and it's going to be one that understands my mission and that this is what brings me my peace of mind. And so if I can find someone that can get that and all that, we'll be all good, But yeah, I'm not selling out. I'm not going to sell out for bullshit and clout and all that. Like this is it. This is Guru Nation.
Hey, man, you got a good head on your shoulders, young man.
Yeah. So I'm gonna close out with that. Just I'm always gonna stay true to myself.
Some people listen. It's not just about aging and growing older. There's such a thing as people that just grow old and not grow. Growing as a person, you got to grow, not just age, right?
Exactly. Yeah,
ready for this?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. I can't stand any motherfuckers trying to get in my way because I don't understand it. I'm not trying to get in your way. I'm doing my thing in my lane. You get in this lane, run you over. That's all it is. because
Right.
I'm not going out of my way. So if you're in my lane, that means a motherfucker's trying to get in. He's going out of his way because I'm in my lane. You see that? See how that works? I'm
Yep.
in my lane. So if anybody who tries to get in my way, you're going out of your way because I have my own designated lane. I'm a one.
Yeah,
of
we
one.
all do. We all have our
We
lane.
all do.
We're all
We
brought on
are
this
all
earth. We
one of
all have our
one.
own unique spirit.
And
That's another
I'm
thing.
just-
If we can
This
work
is a
together,
forewarning.
align to each other, not like knock each other out of sync. We can just stay in tune and
Yes.
stay on that quest for
And
good
this is
shit
what's
and
dope
peace.
is that
Like,
we
yeah,
all
we'll be
have
straight.
parallel lanes. Because this is because
Yes.
they say birds of a feather. What do the birds do? They fly in a formation.
Right? Yeah, they don't
We
knock
all
each
are-
other. They're not bumping. They
We
just
are all have our own lanes, and
Yeah.
there's and then on top of this, there's enough for everybody. Listen, what's my favorite thing in the world? My favorite metaphor is everything's the dope game. Listen, there's enough for everybody, bro. Why is everybody trying to step on each other's feet? If anybody wants to step on toes or go out of their way to get into my lane, it's a forewarning. They're gonna get ran over because
Right.
I'm on an unstoppable mission.
It's
You
your
know what I'm
work
saying?
ethic. It's your work ethic, bro.
And this is
to
just for
piggyback
anything
off
in
of what
life. This ain't
Spencer
even
said,
about
though, bro.
podcasts. This ain't even about podcasts for real. It's just
It's
right.
your
Yeah, I'm glad we
bro.
talked.
In
And
life.
it's close. This is real life. We talking
And I
about
got
here.
I got one thing for you though, Spencer. Just based on what you was talking about, bro.
Yeah. Go ahead.
It's called a help me. In the Bible, it's called a help me. It's your rib.
Mhm.
So your rib is gonna help you achieve
Mhm.
whatever the fuck you want to do, and you're gonna help her achieve whatever the fuck she wants to do, bro.
Exactly.
So she's gonna accept you for what you're doing and what you're trying to achieve, bro. So
Right.
if
Right.
that person is not trying to help you do that,
That
Man,
was a good
fuck
one. I had to
that.
give it a ding.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, I had to give a ding for that.
100%,
Yeah.
bro. And I ain't got no more else to say. 100%.
Yeah. We'll leave it at that. We'll
We
leave it
all
at that.
got that's gonna help us get to
Mhm.
where we need to be, and I'm gonna make sure that mines get to where she need to be.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Exactly.
Mhm.
100.
Hey, listen, man, because I got a whole car full of ribs and like other chicken wings and all kind of stuff. Oh my God, I got hella kids. So when we're on this lane, me and my whole barbecue,
I'm trying to tell you, bro.
don't get
So
in
stay
the way.
doing what you doing, bro.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Stay in the course. Stay in the
Full
course.
head of steam.
My
Full
dog
head of
right here
steam.
know about the
Stay
Pushing
the
that
course.
boulder up the fucking
Pushing
hill.
the boulder all the way up
my,
that
my
motherfucker.
mountains, and we pushing it all the way up this fucking mountain, bro. All the way up, bro.
100%, bro. 100%,
Yes, sir.
bro.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I went to the was it North Cascades? I went to a bunch of national parks this summer with my cousin.
Oh, that's right. You was
And
out
that
in
shit
Cali
was
even.
dope. Yeah, out in Cali, Oregon, Washington, like that shit
Yeah, you were
opened
up
my
north.
eyes, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was up the Pacific Northwest.
Were you in the
furthest
Reddings?
I've ever been from home.
You were in the Reddings? The mountains of Redding? Were you around there?
Possibly. I kind of lost
Okay.
track, bro. I was just
Okay.
going with the
Men-
flow. My cousin was
Mendocino.
guiding the shit. I was just going with what he wanted to go, bro. He took us to all the fly shit.
That's
You
right.
know, hey, Mendocino, where he went, Guccini, that's like 6 hours up Mendocino. Like
So
he
close
was
to Oregon.
up there.
So
Yeah.
close
Yeah,
to
Oregon,
Yeah,
Washington,
he was, like,
and
closer to,
NoCal.
like-
we were in
he
all
was
those
closer to
areas.
the-
Oregon, okay, my bad.
Yeah, he was like in the Emerald Triangle. Because I remember he asked me, he goes, hey, I'm about to be in Cali. Where are you
Yeah.
at?
Hey.
And he told me where he was going. I was like, oh, I'm nowhere near there. I was
The-
like,
the Emerald-
because
Yeah, we
Cali's
were
so
way.
much
Yeah, we were
higher.
in North Cal, like the redwoods. The redwoods.
Hey,
Yeah,
the
you was-
Emerald
yeah.
Triangle is famous like a motherfucker, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
then
we
that's
went,
where
we
he
went
was
to all
at.
the beaches, the Pacific Coast beaches. It was windy as a motherfucker over there, bro. My
Hell
hair,
yeah.
like, woo! I was like, man, this shit.
That's what's
That's
up,
and it was
bro.
cold. I had to have my jacket on. Like I was, they don't bring
Mhm.
some coats because like, it's gonna be cold up there potentially.
Because you
Sure
were up,
enough.
listen, you went to Cali, but see, that's the one Cali that doesn't really get spoke about a lot because you were up
Right.
North Cali, bro.
Right? Yeah,
Super
basically in
north.
Oregon.
No,
Yeah,
not
North,
North Cali. Northern
Cali.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Yeah, not no
you were up there.
Cal. Yeah,
Because we're from Northern Cali, like me and Guccini. Like we're from Northern Cali.
Sacramento and the Bay
You were
Area.
like
yeah. I was up above y'all. Yeah,
you were like
I'm gonna
the
tell you,
North Star Cali.
I tell you, I'm about to make a trip in real life to come meet y'all boys, man, for real.
We got to.
Oh, well,
Hey.
we got to all link up, do like a live, like a
Vegas.
power meeting podcast.
Look, no, I'm
type
trying
thing.
to tell you, the Heart to Star Studio.
Let's
Let's do it. Let's make it happen.
I'm
Let's make
trying
it
to tell
happen.
you, bro.
Like you said, like they were like, "Oh, Bogart's not gonna
I'm
pull
trying to
up."
tell
They'll
you,
probably
bro.
say this thing, "Oh, Spencer's not gonna pull up." You best believe I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna pull
I'm
up. to
in
that
between
studio.
the Bay Area and Southern California.
Right,
I'm
me
just
and Bodie
waiting.
will both pull up, bro. We'll carpool
I'm
over
just
there. We're gonna
waiting,
pull
bruh.
up. right. Yeah, we have to make that happen at some point.
Or we could meet in Vegas for 7 o'clock's fantasy
Oh yeah, that
football
fantasy
conference.
football conference. Yeah, I
The
want to go to
conference
that.
in
Yes.
Vegas.
Yeah, 7 o'clock.
Labor Day
Shout out
weekend.
to 7, bro. Shout out
Man,
to 7.
you know what's
for
funny?
real.
My girl will
Yeah,
never
shout out
sign
to
it.
7.
7.
You
I
gotta
need to
try to
bring
get
my
her
girl.
to sign that permissions at like 7 o'clock.
Well, because we're gonna buy
100
like,
dude,
we're
like
on the verge right now. Like I'm about to be hella broke. And
oh
I
yeah,
work
with
good.
the
I work
house
so
thing.
good, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm very resourceful. You know what I mean? Like,
No, I'm
Yeah.
on that same page right now, bro.
listen,
I'm
I always
stuck
move
in
like I'm
between the
broke.
rock
Listen,
and
how
the
you
hard
supposed to move?
place with the draft and some family shit. And in
Yeah,
between
because the
Sunday
AOB
seven
travels every
in
year.
Vegas.
The AOB, you know what you should do? You should convince the AOB to do Vegas too, so you can hit them all in one stone. You know what I mean?
Hey, so the first 2 years of our draft was in Vegas.
Was in
So
Vegas,
them boys
yeah.
is on some.
Because Vegas is expensive too for men. Like for men, when you go out to Vegas, like, okay, look at this. My girl and them, anytime they go to Vegas, they're like 12 bitches. They're getting everything for free. They're giving wristbands here, drink everything. This is how it is for women in Vegas.
Ah!
That's
Free
how it is.
ride.
Men, we gotta get a bottle. We gotta get a bottle service, and it's a 3-bottle minimum. And then we gotta pay gratuity. And the bitch was rude, so I'm trying to. And they're like, no, it's already charged. I'm like, oh, I can't judge the gratuity. Oh, I actually have to pay X amount percentage. So, oh, the bitch is making like 500. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just gratuity. You know what I mean? It's a 3-bottle minimum. Like, and then it's like you don't want to lose your spot because they'll mosey you out. So like we're gonna pay like 7-8 bottles. You know what I mean? Like, and then I'm not even drinking half the time. It's really just a stunt. I'm drunk. You know why I'm not drinking half the time? Because I'm already drunk and I'm on Molly. So it's like the bottles in the club is really just like for decoration to get motherfuckers, you know, all the bitches that got in for free. You know what I mean? Because they're coming to us drinking free drinks from our tables. That's just how it is, bro.
Right.
Facts, bro. Facts. I'm telling you, bro.
I'm on the Molly hella friendly. Yeah,
Same.
that's drinks. And which is just so we can look good in Vegas with like 20 bitches in this motherfucker. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
but you know what though, bro? Just to piggyback off that. So the shit that goes on in Canton
Mhm.
that went on last year,
Yeah, it's going
that's
down
what
again.
Seven's purpose is for us on
Out
this
there in
side of the
Vegas.
Mississippi, bro.
I'm down for
Yeah,
that.
that's what I'm
So
saying.
don't
Like the Canton thing was all right, but like Seven's thing sounded cooler because like to me,
Canton
it
was
like
PG-13, bro. Like Vegas is like,
yeah, you get to roll it uncut.
it's
Yeah,
TV
you get to
mature,
roll
bro.
Hey,
it
don't
uncut.
do that.
I'm saying Canton's like, you know, for the junior varsities. Like it's for the listen, even Clock Management used to say this. Clock Management used to say, I
And
love
shout
it
out
after
to
work.
Clock. We need
And shout
Clock
out to
back,
Clock.
man. We need
Dog,
Clock
Justin,
back.
man.
Yeah,
He-
Justin, man. We
he
need
used to-
Justin back, man. I thought about
I
Justin
know, me
today,
too, man.
actually. I'm glad you brought him up. I was thinking, you know what? I had an epiphany about that. I was like, Justin, man, he's been away, but he's going to be back. He's going to be back. He's one of us, man. He's going to be back. Once he
100%.
gets done with his
He's doing-
special ops shit,
You
he's
know
going
what
to
it
be
is
back.
too? Yeah, he's
gonna be back.
doing his work. You know what I mean?
Yes, he's going to be
He's doing
back.
his
He's trying to
cool
He handles
retire.
his
He's trying to
business.
retire from the 9 to 5. And that's
Exactly.
Sure
Yep.
is.
He's busting his ass. He's
Retire
going to be
from my
back.
9 to 5, bro. Get the fuck up out of that motherfucker so I can make this fire ass content, bro.
Exactly.
Right?
Same thing with
Hey.
Blitz with Blake. Shout out to BW. He's on that same grind.
I'm gonna say, yeah, speaking of, man, I got that 9 to 5 in the morning, guys, so I'm gonna have to head out.
I
Yeah,
got
Hey,
it.
Peacock.
all good, my
Yeah,
brother.
hey,
Let them know where they
Pe-
can find you.
Yeah.
Let them know
Hey.
where they can find you before you bounce.
Yeah, it's right there, neonpeacock.threadless. Check out some of my stuff. I got a whole bunch of stuff dropping really soon, so just be on the lookout. It's been a busy work week, so the artwork will be coming though. It'll flow.
Oh yeah, I'll make sure to get some, my brother.
Hey, listen, I want to get that Luigi shirt. I'm coming for it. That Luigi one where he's all tripped out and shit.
Right. I need to get that too.
I'm
Yeah, we
coming
send
for
me the
that joint,
starter
bro.
kit. I'm gonna wear that bitch.
Yeah, I got some more stuff coming, so I'll rework some stuff and send it to you guys.
Hey, is it okay if I tap in on your line? No,
Oh, for sure.
Miles?
Yeah. Just let me know whenever.
I think I got maybe 2 projects that I want to tap in with you on, big bro.
Perfect.
Yeah,
dude. Yeah. Just let me
tap
know.
in with
Yeah,
Peacock.
yeah.
man.
I got
Right.
sure.
Yeah. First
Line's always open,
together,
bro.
flock together. Yep.
All
All right,
right,
man. There you guys.
100%, bro.
Yes, sir. Caca.
Hey, appreciate
Peacock
it.
got it.
Peacock
Yeah,
being a
that was
motherfucker,
awesome, man. Yeah, the Peacock's legit. I think it's a good time to put a bow on this one. A Guccini,
Oh, yeah,
let them
for
know where they
sure.
can find you.
Fucking the hard to start Instagram page, just the way it is. HEART, the number 2 start, and it should pop up on the Instagram. Same thing on the fucking YouTube. Other than that, shout out to the motherfucking Guru Nation for having at least one of the hard to start boys. Shout out to the motherfucking playmakers on the GMM network. You know what I mean? Y'all
Yep.
done linked us up, and you know what I mean? We come in with nothing but fire ass content,
Yes.
dope ass content
Yes.
with my guys. All y'all got to do, everybody got my number. You know what I mean? Hook,
Oh yeah.
JD, Gucci, whatever you call me, that boy pulling up. All he needs is an hour or 2, or maybe a couple more hours in advance, and he pulling up. First
Right,
time.
right.
It's my first appearance on the Guru Nation.
Right,
Like
yeah,
I
it's
said.
JD's first time. I appreciate you, my brother.
And we stay cooking gumbo right here. So
Oh, well, yeah,
like I said,
this episode was litty, man.
and we at home.
Exactly, bro. It this was fit like a glove, my brother. Fit like a
You
glove.
motherfucking right. Thank you for having me, bro.
Oh yeah, anytime, man. You're welcome back whenever you want. Come on, and Bogey, let them know where they can
Hey
find you.
man, it was just a pleasure to be back. You know what I mean? And you know, definitely check us out on the Playmakers, man. You know,
Oh, yeah.
Actually it hit me on a little mini epiphany yesterday too, man. When I just realized, man, I just want to thank y'all for going on this journey with me, because man, this Playmaker
Right,
shit. I mean, we all Playmakers, and like that's y'all show too. You know what I mean? Like, and like you
Yeah,
know,
I appreciate that with you, man. We say we're all
yeah,
homies.
man.
That's
And
awesome.
it ain't about like you know, anybody and claiming anybody or anything like that. Or it's what it's about is just what we got going. Just like homies for like I really found some
right.
brethren with
Genuine
y'all.
talk, like
Yeah.
genuinely chopping it up about
Yeah, man,
football,
and,
and even
like-
deeper shit. Like this episode went on a good tangent. You know, we started getting into some real
Yeah,
life
man.
isms.
And you know, and here's the thing too. Before I close my statement, I just want to say like, because I really only like working with people that really got the isms, and I really like them. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like when I started doing this shit, I started wanting to work with whoever wanted to work, or if anyone had like some kind of status or something like that. But then I started realizing, like, man, that's not what I do in real life. I just really want to work with people I really rock with, and I got genuine fucking love for, and that's y'all, man. You know what I mean? And that's why I really wanted to thank y'all for doing the Playmakers with me. Even tonight, like Hus. See, you know what's funny is like Hus goes, "Hey man, I can't do Playmakers. You know, should we do it earlier?" I said, "No, don't even worry. We won't even do it, man. It's all good." Because he had, you know, he's gonna go on a vacation. I said, "Man, do your thing, man. Have a good
Right,
time."
Right.
And
Yeah,
right.
shout out to Huss.
And then,
yep.
then I hit up Spencer. I said, "Hey man, because we were gonna do this show Friday."
Yeah, we're gonna do it Friday.
And I said, "Hey Spencer, we're not doing Playmakers. If you want to rock with it tomorrow, I'm down, bro." And then like, you know, and then to me now in hindsight, that was the universe.
yeah,
You know what
it
I mean?
really
'Cause
was.
Now we
and
all
that's what I'm
got to do
saying.
Spencer's show. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because
100%.
I'm pretty flexible with my deal. I'm just getting back into it. You know, I'm just doing some experiments with it. You know, I'm just like that, just floating with the wind, going with the universe, bro. And when once
you go,
we're gonna eventually get a deal to where, like I was telling Boogie last night, gonna get a whole network launched on here. We're gonna have like scheduled content and all that. But
Mhm.
right now, we're just rolling with it, bro. We're figuring
Hey,
out
it's
what
all
works
gravity,
and-
bro. It's
Right,
all
this is-
gravity.
I gotta
Right.
say this is working pretty good. This we've got this. Yeah, we
Hey,
just getting started. Like always,
Hey,
we
that's
just
it.
getting
And it only gets
started,
better.
bro.
That's it,
No
bruh.
cap, we just getting started.
yeah. But
100%.
yeah,
bruh.
take us home, Guru.
Oh, what? Yeah, so yeah, y'all go check us out. All at Spencer the Guru, bet.nola.com. We got it all going on. Go Pels. We'll be out in NOLA soon. I'm just gonna put that out there. Moving to NOLA here in a few months. I've been teasing it, but it's gonna happen here soon. And then by then, we're gonna have live shows in NOLA. I tell you what, there's gonna be live shows going down, bro. Because
Ooh.
NOLA, I know we talked about Vegas earlier, but NOLA got some shit, bro.
Nola's a different. It's a different.
Facts.
It's a different galaxy, man.
Exactly, and I can't wait to be out there in it. Get me out there. I'll be like letting the dog out the kennel. I'm gonna be turning up out there. So, yeah, it's gonna be litty. But yeah, anyway, yeah, y'all go
Yeah.
check us out. That's Spencer the Guru on all social media platforms. # Guru Nation. And so yeah, we're gonna put a bow on this thing. For Peacock, who had to sign out a little early. Shout out to him. For Guccini, Bogart. I'm Spencer the Guru. Y'all have a great night, fellas. We out this thing.